Bing bada boom, good morning ladies and gentlemen, this is Dave with LoFiTrader. If you're just joining us, this is a live stream, so pay attention because we're going to go through large caps, we're going to go through small caps, we'll go through earnings, and not to mention, we have some news for you today. So let's get right into this, baby. Bam, baby. All right, cool. Here we go. So, good morning, guys. Let's start off by just saying what's going on in the economic calendar. Well, as you guys know, bada bing, right here, right in front of you, right in front of your face, we have the core PCE price index. And you might be asking yourself, if it's your first time joining us, what is the core personal consumption expenditures, or PCE? Well, that price index measures the change in the price of goods and services purchased by consumers like you and me, and the purpose of the consumption is excluding that food and energy. The reason why they exclude those things is because they can be extremely volatile, food going up and down, and this can actually, if it's higher than expected, it should read as taken as bullish for the US dollar. Okay, so last February 24th, we had an actual reading of 0.6% when the forecast was 0.4. Our forecast is again 0.4 for the core PCE. So we were going to take a look at that a little later to see what is happening. So yes, sir, Bob. Pumped to see you guys. Happy you're here. So good morning, good morning. Looks like we got new vision. You're already awake. I didn't even have to text you. I had your phone number handy, brother. I thought I was going to have to text you this morning and wake your booty up. But you're here, I'm here, and this, well, this is just a little warm-up for the coffee. So, ladies and gentlemen, in case we got any ladies in here already, hello. Listen, this is what we're going to do, guys. We're going to go over our main large cap stocks in the tech, and then we are going to run through to see. I only have one small cap stock that I want to look at for today, unless you guys obviously let me know what's going on in the small cap world. I'm happy to take a look at whatever you got going on. So other than that, we'll go over the news. We'll make sure that we pay attention, because in 30 minutes that PCE data comes out, and that can be extremely volatile, especially when we're at a critical moment in the market like this. Conklin, you're already here. What's going on, Norman? Good to see you, brother. Happy you're here. Let me know what you are watching in the chat. And then obviously we'll go over my trades. I just have one trade for you guys. If you watch my short, you know the gist of it, but I'm going to go over it again, and if I can come up with any of these losing trades that we had in the past couple days, we'll definitely go over the losers as well. But really, it's all been focused on Microsoft for myself. So anyway, guys, let's jump right into it. So with the large caps today, we have the SPY trading at 404.35 right now, still holding those highs, trading at yesterday's high of day right now. So SPY's looking absolutely amazing right here, guys. This is the 5-minute. Let me zoom out to the 4-hour. I'm starting to love that 4-hour more and more. The more I use this 4-hour time frame, the more I find myself hanging out on this time frame. There's quite a few reasons why I like this time frame. A lot of the times, just you can digest a lot more information, and you can really see where the levels are. You can see where the volume is, you can see where the liquidity's at, and you can see where those price action levels are falling into. So right now we're at 404.30 for the SPY, and you can see, guys, I drew this line out here for you a while ago while we were live on stream last week. And you can see that this area of 404 is an extremely volatile and extremely price actioned area. So why do I say that? Well, here, I have it marked out, and it's because it's touched 1, 2 times here, 3, it's touched here as resistance, 4. It broke through a little bit here to retest that downward trend line, but you can tell we have a lot of price action in this 404 area. Now, I'm not saying this 404 is the line in the sand. No, we can pull all the way back down here to 395. Heck, all the way back down here to 393, and still be okay for the overall market as long as we can hold this area. But personally, with the bullish sentiment that we have towards the market because of all the pushing up after that pullback, if we want to head higher, I think we could go up to that 411, 410, 411 area. And if you guys remember the inception of this YouTube channel, we talked a lot about that 410 area. Matter of fact, we'll just mark it out since we have enough marked out already. Right there's your 410. So if we want to hold this 404, let's hold this 404 and then head higher to 410. I'm okay with that. You know, I'm a bear with bull horns, baby. You know I like to swipe down with the rest of them, but if we can, we want to head higher. Where we want to go? North, baby. We want to go north with that S&P 500, because if you have any type of 401k, Roth IRA, any type of long-term investment, your money is tied in one way or another to some of those stocks. IWM, so this is your Russell 2000. This is a small cap ETF. It holds over 2,000 stocks of all the small caps. And as you guys remember, it was holding up for the longest time, time, until it took an absolute dookie in the bed. Mama had to come clean this thing up. Absolutely disgusting. But now, still under a 200-day moving average. Keep that in mind. The IWM is still under a 200 moving average, but did it find its new low, and is it creating new higher lows? Well, it looks like it. If we look on the 4-hour, you can see that there are new higher lows on the 4-hour here. So 162, then it broke. This isn't our new higher low. This new area of 167 is going to be considered that new higher low. I marked out this 170. It is a very ideal area that we wanted to see hold before it broke through it, but it looks like it pulled through. But now it's right in this area of resistance at 177. Psychological and a mental area. Psychological and a technical area, actually, I should say. Here, let me get a little sip. This one's for you, not for me. Okay, that's better. Okay, so IWM is in that resistance area, that 177. Every time it touches this 177, you guys can see it keeps bouncing its head. It's racking its head. Whack, whack, whack. That's 3 times, 4 times more. But what happens if you keep making new higher lows while you keep hitting your head on the same resistance area? Well, when there's nobody else to sell to, there's only buyers left. So if it can break up through this 177, or if it doesn't want to and creates another new lower high and keeps pushing up onto this 177 area, I really think on volume we could see this thing bust out higher, brother. Here's the cues though. This is definitely something that I was excited to bring up today. As you guys know, I absolutely love the stock chart analysis, okay? That's my passion. That's the whole reason why I'm here, is just because I absolutely love looking at charts. There's so much emotion that is put into these charts by other people. There's real human, real raw emotion, and you can see it. You can see it in here. People getting too excited, people getting too greedy, people getting too fearful. And we want to see where those levels are, where the price action is, so we don't have to be greedy or fearful. We just have an understanding of where the line is drawn, so we can either buy or sell in those areas to extrapolate a little bit of money from that market. So here's the cues. And so why am I so excited about cues? Well, cues had another breakthrough on this very large cup and handle. And as you guys know, I love cup and handles, but this isn't a William O'Neill style cup and handle, so don't get that twisted. But this is a beautiful cup and handle, okay? Actually, you know, I take that back, actually. I was too zoomed in on this area. If we look at this, because it's over over a few months, it just needs to be over 7 weeks, right? So if we get a couple months in there, this is still considered a William O'Neill cup and handle. So here's the cup, here's the handle, here's the breakout. And you're going to see that across all your larger tech indices. And that's why when we look at the QQQ, it is a ETF of about around 100 of your largest technology stocks, okay? So that being said, when we look at the Qs, we're going to see a lot of things like Microsoft, like Tesla, like, well, I guess not Tesla, but NVDA, a lot of those things that are really, really doing well right now, and some of them creating also cup and handles. So keep that in mind, guys. Okay, so QQQ breaking out through here, making new highs in the past 3 months, you know, well, 6 months really, guys. I mean, this is beautiful. The last time it was ever higher than this was in August, okay, of last year. So we're doing absolutely well right here. Broke out. Now, here's the real question. Because I have a lot of bears. I have a lot of Hey, good morning, Granny Randy's here. Good morning, Granny Randy. You know, Granny Randy herself is the whale trader. She will squeeze you like a juice box, baby. You're in a small cap float. Well, watch out, because she'll drop a G. Pow! She'll drop another G. Pow! And we're talking hundreds, baby. Squeeze you like a juice box right out of that trade. So watch out for those shorts. Good morning, Granny Randy. You know what? This coffee is so stinking hot, but you drink it like I do. Black. Let's take a sip. Gotta be careful sipping on that. I'll ruin my taste buds for the day. All right, guys, so the Q is looking really, really good here at 315.55. Now, what I would love to see this thing do, okay, what I would love, I want it to pull back and retest this area, this breakout area. If it can come back here and retest this, we might find ourselves on the long side for the TQs, TQQQ. But do keep in mind, Friday, personally, this is just an opinion of mine, if we're looking at the stock market on a Friday, a lot of people can get a little weary about holding overnight. Now, last Friday it wasn't the same, but hey, every day is a new day. I'm expecting a pullback, and I want to see the bounce. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. These aren't buy or sell recommendations. I'm just a big talking chin on YouTube. But I do need to say good morning, Muley. Good morning, Carly. And good morning, CJ. It is awesome to see you guys in here. Thank you so much for your love and your support. Let's get through these large caps. And if you guys have anything that you want me to take a look at, just throw it up in chat. You know I will react, baby. So let's go ahead and look at Netflix. As you guys remember, Netflix had my ticket last week. New Vision, my boy New Vision, knew it. He said, that Netflix has your ticket, boy. Well, he didn't say that. I said that. Those aren't his words. Those are mine. But he did want me to make that money back, and he did call a nice short right here at this 330 area, which was absolutely scrumptious for a beautiful day trade. But as you can see, Netflix is strong. Trading at 340.70 currently right now, breaking above that breakout area. Wow, what a beautiful breakout at 332, now trading at 340. What a beautiful trade that one was, and still looking like it wants to head higher. Here's the thing with Netflix, I would love to see this thing pull back and retest. You guys know I love the retest. If it can pull back and retest that area, then I will look to take a tasty little trade. I will definitely get to Meta Muley. That's actually about 4 more down on the list, my brother. I'll even slide that down so it's less. Next up is Microsoft. Microsoft, as you guys remember, look at this mess that I have on Microsoft. This is what gives like people that I, you know, like if I'm trying to preach technical analysis to somebody, they would take one look at this chart and they would go, what are you doing with your crayons? You know what I mean? So here, this is what we're going to do. As you guys know, after we do this for weeks and weeks and weeks, sometimes it's just good to clear that drawing set. So bam, that's cleared out. And I can just tell you guys right here, right now, as you can tell, if you watch my short, not as you can tell, but if you watch my short, we have to draw these main areas out. So right here is a main area. Why? Because it's tested. This is a price action area, 273. I was actually so blessed to be sitting in the car getting ready to do a track meet with my wife, a little side job that we do. We time track meets. And I seen that we retested this area here. And we had all this sell-off at these tops. All this sell-off and all these bears come rushing in and they wanted to take control. But the bull said, hold up. We got one more trick up our sleeve. And that is support, baby. Support here at 272. So instead of trying to cherry pick that bottom while I was in the car, I seen it break out, create a beautiful double bottom here on the 5-minute. And after it created that double bottom, I said, if this breaks through VWAP on volume, I'm going to take a tasty little trade. So I ended up taking this trade, and it was 200 shares. Very, very proud of myself for that. 200 shares might not be a lot for you, but for me, that was $55,000 that I put into one trade, guys. $55,000 Okay, it's close to the amount I paid for my first house. You know, I was like $90-something thousand when I bought my first house here in Michigan. So you know, I'm in my mind, I was putting my house up on this thing. You know what I mean? Now I knew I wasn't going to be in here for a long time. You know, I'm in it for a good time, and we were in it for a good time. We made about $1,200, and we got out here at this top, right around this 284 area. I don't want to say I took the top because I'm never trying to grab the top. But why did I take it? Well, right here is the high of the day, and I want to make sure that this thing can take out above that, right? I don't want $55,000 in this trade being tied up while I'm just sitting here waiting. No, I want to make money while it's moving. And I was in it from the time it started to move until the time it stopped to move. So I'm very proud of this trade. Now, if this thing wants to take off without me, that's fine. I still have 50 shares in it. I've only locked in 150 of those shares, so that way I still have equity to trade with, so you guys can see me live trade today if we find something juicy. But we got to get through these indices. And not to mention, we got to get to Meta, because Muley is going to reach across and say, dude, hurry up. So Amazon, guys, I love to say this. Amazon is above 100. You heard it here first on LoFi. If you didn't see it happen yesterday or in pre-market the day before, you were hearing it here first. Yes, the old pooper scooper Amazon is now trading above $100. And the last time it was here, it broke down from $100. As you guys remember, I tried to take that short, couldn't hold on to it. We didn't lose much on it, but it worked out in our favor. That's why trading's hard. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes it does exactly what you expect it to, but you didn't hold on. So where's the discipline there, right? So anyway, guys, right here, it's above that 100, and the last time it broke down, it held a new higher low. That's extremely important. Extremely important, guys. So once it held that new higher low and it breaks through this 100, well, now I like Amazon. But we always have to keep in mind, where's that 200-day moving average? It's still below it, okay? It's still below that 200-day moving average. So keep that in mind. Now, next up is Meta, but first, I got to say good morning to my boy, Jim Dickey. Good morning, Dickey. Thank you so much for popping in, brother. It's always good to see you, and I hope you have an amazing day, because honestly, Jim, you deserve it. You deserve it, brother. So right here is Meta, and goodness, I was not expecting that out of Meta. Actually, I mean, we were, guys. It's a resistance. We're expecting a pullback, but where is that pullback going to go? And what I wasn't expecting, this hard of a pullback this quick. So look at this. Meta was just holding up really, really tight in the pre-market, the aftermarket, and in the pre-market. Well, it just ripped right back down, and so it's at its first area of what I would consider support. So why do I consider this support? Well, if we zoom out, because I don't like the 5-minute, let's just zoom out to the hourly, because we don't need to go any further with Meta. Hasn't done much in any other areas. But if we look at this beautiful Meta play right here, you can see it just cleared those high of days. Now, you got to understand, when we clear high of days, that's a lot of times where the big guys are taking profits, because a lot of little guys are trying to buy into these breakouts, right? Well, we're in pre-market, guys. Do not do a whole lot of trusting when it comes to pre-market, because the price action just isn't in pre-market. Okay, you can see the volume, see all the volume in all the days that we trade, but you don't see any volume in pre-market. Well, then you don't want to be looking at pre-market. Don't hold it so true. You know, don't hold it so true. Right here, guys, we have Meta, and I think we pull back to 205 at 50. We retest that. Now, if Meta seriously wants to hold all the way up here, now it has all this room to kind of pull back. If it wants to stay on this trend line, like we could draw this pretty little trend line out here for you, just like Bob Ross would say, a pretty little trend line here off in the corner, looking beautiful. Love it. Happy little trend line. If it wants to pull back to that, oh, look, where's that? 205. Look at that. So maybe it does pull back. It retests 205.50, and it retests this upward trend line that every time it comes back down to, we get these huge soaks. Look at this huge soak on the hourly. Huge soak on the hourly, right? So is my money on it? No, not right now. I'm just going to watch. If I start seeing a huge soak on this hourly, well, you better believe it, baby. I'm going to buy and I'm going to hold to see if we can't break out on Friday for you. So we're going to see, we're going to keep an eye on Meta. And yes, Mugi, I like it. I like it, Muley. I hope you like it too. But remember, these aren't buy or sell recommendations, guys. I'm just a big talking chin, keeping an eye on these levels. And as you can see, I'm happy with it holding 205.50, and then I'll be even happier when it breaks out on volume at that 208. Looking absolutely. So CJ is asking, what time frame are those charts on? So I will always usually be looking on the top at the 1 and 4 hour, and then market open, I'll zoom in on the 5 minute, okay? So if you see all of these gray lines, all the black lines and all the gray lines, the black lines are during the day, the gray lines are for pre-market and aftermarket. So if you see that, you can tell that I'll be zoomed out on the hourly or the 4 hour, always on the bottom, I will have the daily. So the bottom is daily, and the top will be usually an hour or a 4 hour. And then once market opens and we get into a trade, we'll zoom in on a 5 minute like you see here. And you'll be able to tell because you'll see thicker gray lines. So the thicker the gray lines are, the more zoomed in I will be, okay? That's the best way to see it if you're viewing mobile. That's the best way to view and understand that, is to see it that visual perspective. So you'll know I'm zoomed out when you see more gray, when you see more stripes like this. When you see fatter stripes, you know I'm zoomed in more, and you can always ask. But I'm usually using the 5 minute, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and the daily are my main time frames as of right now. So let's keep on moving on, guys. And if there's anything that you guys want me to take a look at, just let me know. I got the list of what I'm going to go through for now. We're going to get through the large caps. I'll show you the one small cap stock that's still looking pretty fruitful. We'll go through the news, and of course, don't let it sleep on you, guys. We have that PCE index coming out here in less than 10 minutes. We got about 9 minutes till PCE. 9 minutes till PCE, and that can be very, very volatile when that comes out. So make sure you guys are ready for that, okay? So NVDA, I called out last night in the Discord, and guys, you can join the Discord. Just ask. I'll be happy to send that invite out to you in the chat. But NVDA right here at 275, guys, is where we are having our we'll say 274.50, all right? We are having an area of resistance up there because it's all-time highs right now. We shouldn't say all-time highs, but all-time highs for the year, okay? All-time highs for the year, and in this area here, we're going to find a little bit of resistance regardless, but it being at those highs, it had a beautiful pullback, got bought up on that 10-day moving average, and now it's just sitting right back up here at these highs. Now, personally, I think it's a little extended. I think it needs a little pullback. Just like when I look at a lot of these, it looks like a lot of these need a little bit of a pullback before heading higher. So that's just what I'm looking at for now, guys. We still have about an hour before the market open. So we will be able to really analyze to see what is going to go down in the pre-market. So that way, when the market opens, we can be ready. We know our levels and we can take those trades accordingly. So NVDA at 272, looking like it needs to have a little bit of a pullback. Now, if this thing doesn't pull back and it actually wants to continue to head higher, that would be extremely bullish for the stock. Like, nothing can bring it down. Nothing can slow it down. It's not even acting in resistance areas. That would show an extremely bullish sign. So we'll keep an eye on that. Guys, Tesla. Wow, look at Tesla right where this is at. Now, Tesla is right into a resistance area. But if you look below it, it keeps holding these new higher lows, okay? So look at this. We have this right here, this base at 101.81. We have a new higher low actually at 163, then a double bottom at 163, 164 area. And then on the daily, you see a new higher low here at 175, a new higher low here at 185, and then now we are right up into that area of resistance of 195, okay? So this 195 area, you guys have to understand that this isn't just a level or a line, it's a whole area. So this whole area right here is going to be pretty difficult to try and get over. But if it does, and it does on volume, as you guys know, Tesla can be an absolute runner. Keep in mind, though, Tesla is still under that 200-day moving average. It is on a very big downtrend. And one thing I want to point out to you guys, if you don't know what anchored VWAP is, let me just show you on the Qs really quick before I get too far. So this is the daily on the Qs, okay? I have this little anchored VWAP thing. It's really easy. You can add it to your list, but you can move this little thing. But I just click on anchored VWAP after you add it onto your indicators up here. And I like to use anchored VWAP. I pull it from the top and look right where it puts us, guys. This anchored VWAP right here. Right here. We are right on anchored VWAP. Okay, now a lot of people don't use anchored VWAP, but I notice it's getting very popular in the community. I've been using anchored VWAP for about 3 or 4 years now. I do like anchored VWAP. Now I don't hold it as so true and so, this has to be the spot. But when you see on these larger ETFs anchored VWAP and how it plays out, a lot of the times, guys, it holds pretty true. So it's just another indicator, but it's something that if you're going to use it, you need to work with it for a while and have a better understanding. So personally, we created this high and we broke through it and sold off. We held the 10-day moving average and pushed back up into this. So this is my 2 theories. One, we either fail here, okay, and we trade sideways in this channel for a future bull market, or we break through this on volume and maybe we come back and test to try and head higher. That would be absolutely beautiful for the overall market. That's what I want to see for the overall market. But we just need to understand, regardless of what you think or what I think is going to happen, we are in an area of resistance. So you need to keep that in mind. You need to educate yourself and you just have that understanding. If you're looking for longs, we are still in an area of resistance for tech. Okay, so Tesla is in that area of resistance, but as I always say with Tesla, if Tesla wants to break through this area on volume, there's a lot of times we can get some big runs out of Tesla. I mean, look at this. When it broke this area kept testing when it, and then it created a new higher low. This is actually a double bottom on this one, just like we're seeing up here for this double bottom. Okay, this created a double bottom, and then look at that, just broke through on volume, came back, it retested this area, and then didn't look back. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. That's why I love technical analysis. That gets me pumped. It gets me excited to see those lines in the chart, to see what people are thinking, and see all the money that we can extrapolate from it. Now, we have Apple. Delicious and nutritious, ladies and gentlemen. Apple looks like an absolute beast up here, clearing all that liquidity, all that fear, all that FUD, all right here. Oh, everything's fine. Well, it's not. We have to still get through this area. Just because it broke up through it and just peeked its head above, it just means it got a big old gulp of fresh air, guys. We got 3 minutes till the PCE index comes out. 3 minutes till that PCE index comes out. So guys, be warned. Be warned. This can be very volatile in the market. So what we will do while we're still going through everything is we're going to put the SPY up here on the top right-hand side. It will be on the 5-minute over here, CJ, the 5-minute time frame on this top right, so that way we can actually see the volatility coming in and whether that's going to react positive or negative. And guys, remember, when this data comes out, you're going to see it happen immediately. You're going to see the price start to react immediately on the charts, and then you are going to actually intake and internalize that news. And that's because there's algorithms, meaning there are computer algorithms that humans like you and I made, smarter than me, but humans like you and I made, that are using these areas to buy and sell. So depending on how the words come out, the algorithms or the AI, it'll read it super quick, and then it will take its trades without a human ever touching it, meaning they are way faster than you and I will ever be. By the time we actually formulate the thought and make the decision to buy or sell on the PCE index, we will already have bots trading thousands and thousands of shares there. So what I always like to say is we're going to do our absolute best to bring you this news first, but do keep in mind you're going to see it in the charts first, and we don't like to advocate trading before these indexes come out because they can be very volatile and they can shake you out, or they can make or break an account. Okay, so to me, that is a lotto trade, meaning gambling. And we don't like to gamble on this show unless it is known and you know exactly how much you're willing to lose, because we love to use risk management. Good morning, B. Stewie. Good morning, B. Stewie. It is absolutely awesome to see. I hope I'm up in your nerve center. Hi, Nerve Center. I hope you're doing awesome today. And Sprinkles, baby. This one's for you, B. Stewie, not me. Now that is some good coffee. So guys, we have the core CPE index coming out in less than 1 minute. Less than 1 minute. Let's take a look at Google while we have a little bit of time here. So it looks like Google had a little pullback, but look where Google's sitting. Good old Google, right there on resistance, right on a $100 psychological and technical pattern from back here. So looking absolutely amazing. Okay, now we're getting some movement in the market. It looks like maybe the PCE index came out. Nope. But we are getting movement in the market already, guys. So we're going to see, this would be very, very interesting. If we're already starting to get some juicy volatility to pull up in the market, it's pulling up. So Google, if it can just hold this area, this $100 area, it will also be retesting its downtrend line. It'll be retesting its 200-day moving average, and bada bing, bada boom. All right, we're out, guys. Let's see what's going on in the market. Okay, we're waiting on the actual forecast to come in, the actual data. We're refreshing. We're going to see when this data comes in, guys. This should be absolutely awesome. It looks like the market is doing some very volatile things. It looked like it had a nice little rip down, got bought up, big soak there on the 5 minute. It looks like it's trying to push higher right now, guys. We're trading at 404.75 on the SPY. This looks absolutely beautiful. Let's get this data to come out. Come on, there we go. We have 0.3% for the forecast of 0.4%. So the core PCE price index came out at 0.3%, so less than the actual forecast. So that is a bullish sign, at least that's how the market is taking it. The core personal consumption expenditure price index measures the change in price of goods and services purchased by consumers. So if we are seeing core of price consumption go down, the core personal consumption go down, that's going to be a positive sign for the market, for the overall Fed to stop raising those rate hikes. So we're up at 404.32. Look at that. Price index comes out. We gave it to you here first. Welcome to LoFiTrader. My name is Dave. If you guys like the content that I'm bringing, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Do me a huge favor, guys, because we are growing an awesome community here. We want you to be a part of it. So that being said, guys, let me just go ahead and bring up a little something. Well, we are ramping up to 405.38 on the 5 minute, top right here, CJ. This is the 405.29, looking absolutely amazing up there. And look at this, guys. Look at my screen if you'd be so kind. I want you to make sure you click this live button. Make sure you are live with us. It's very important when we're bringing you this news so fast and so quick, okay? And then scroll down here, smash this like button. We do have a poll. I would love to know, especially with this PCE index now coming out, do you think we're going to add red or green? I'm going to go ahead and hit my vote here. It looks like we have 83% of you saying green right now. That's absolutely awesome. So let's go ahead and hit the subscribe button, guys, while you're here too. Right here's the subscribe button. If you're not already subscribed, well, let me just go ahead and say, you should be. You definitely should be. We are trying to create a like-minded group of investors so that way we can all keep an eye and understand what is going on in the market. And there's only 3 things I ask. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and be here for the pre-market prep at 8 a.m. on Fridays, guys. All right? 8 a.m. on Fridays. You know you love it. You know you love it. And the market is at 405.23, breaking those pre-market highs, and it looks like it's doing its absolute best to hold. So you heard it here first, guys. I'm absolutely pumped about that. So yeah, B Stewie, we will definitely go over BA and WWE. Absolutely, the people's elbow coming in hot. So it looks like everything is looking really, really good right now, guys. I just want to go over, reiterate one more time, this Google at this $100 area is great, a great area for a long-term investment. But if it were to break this $100 area, I'm going to cut that trade, okay? So that's just where we're at, and that's what we're going to see happen. Of course, I do like to look at Riot just because of the old Bitcoin scenario. Let's bring up Bitcoin, actually, BTC. Let's take a little look at Bitcoin. Still trading up here at these highs. As you guys can see, I did pull the average, the anchored VWAP on this as well. Do keep in mind, guys, that we are in that anchored VWAP area for Bitcoin as well, okay? So that's just how we're looking for the old Bitcoin. And we can look at the Dow Jones. If you guys remember when we were here a couple weeks ago, last week sometime, a couple weeks ago, we talked about this resistance area and it being a really hard sell-off. And it did. It sold off hard, but it found that support down here at 31,828, and it headed higher and now broke up through that resistance area. So that's an amazing look for the Dow Jones. That's exactly what you want to see, guys, when you are looking in a scared market, okay? So snap, S-N-A-P, WrestleMania's this weekend, baby. Yeah, heck yeah. You know, I think that'd be something fun to take my kids to. Definitely something I'm interested in taking my kids to, just to see, because I was into it when I was a kid. Obviously not so much anymore, but you know, it would be really entertaining for the kids, you know, and I would love to see The Rock out there, you know, in real life, man. That'd be kind of cool. So let's take a look at our dollar, guys. The dollar just failed, which is great. You want to see our dollar heading down. If our dollar heads down, that means inflation's going to be heading down and people aren't fleeing to the market to buy up our American dollars, because that's the only thing that usually is strong. We want it to be a little weaker in this market, okay, guys? The whole reason why the market is heading higher or the dollar is going down is because the market is looking better and people are speculating more on their investments, okay? On their speculative assets is the best way to put it, okay? The VIX, the volatility index, is down to 19, which is absolutely beautiful. This is where we want it to just chill out, guys. Now, keep in mind, anytime it's down here, a lot of times we'll get a big chirp in volatility, okay? So we're going to see what ends up happening here, but if the volatility wants to continue to hang out down here, we might see continued pressure to the north side. So that being said, we will definitely go over some of the other stocks that have brought up. Now, do keep in mind Meta, guys, because Meta's on my main watch. Meta came up, it touched those highs and sold back off again. So this is looking like a really nice area for Meta if it wants to continue to hold. Wow, I'd love to see that breakout today. And I hope we do get to see it here, right here on LoFiTrader. I mean, that's what we want to see, guys. We want to see those breakouts. We want to see everything get busy on a Friday, baby. That would be awesome. So let's go ahead. One thing I want to look at is gold. Last night I was watching gold. Here's gold futures right here at this peak. Now, I have stated multiple times that I am bearish on the gold, but you know, it keeps poking its head up, and if it wants to keep holding new lower highs, I can't deny that gold's going to go higher. I've stated publicly, I've talked to my uncle about it too, because he likes those precious metals as well, which, you know, I think we're kind of bred to the way his dad, my grandfather, was, yeah, you know, it's just one of those things. It's like, yeah, you know, I want to be a part of gold, but this is just a high resistance area, and if it wants to head higher with the overall market, that's very interesting because it usually has a negative correlation, but I could be wrong with that, guys. But when I was watching gold back here in this area, it had a negative correlation with the market, so it's very interesting to see when the market's going up, we also have gold going up. So very interesting there, and we'll definitely keep an eye on it. So let's go over some of the charts that you want me to look at. So let's go ahead and look up B. Stewie talking about BA, which is Boeing, guys. I remember I remember Jim Cramer somewhere, I can't remember, but when Jim Cramer said sell Boeing, you know, Boeing started heading up higher, which was very interesting. Inverse Cramer for life. But Boeing, guys, we have to understand Boeing is right here at a critical resistance area at 211. Why do I say critical resistance area? Because this was its support for the longest time. For the longest time, right here in this area, okay? Now, I did pull this down because I like it down here more. 1, 2, 3, 4 times, you know, it's bounced off that area, and now it looks like it's pushed up. It tried to hold, it broke down, but created a new lower high. And if it wants to hold, I would say this psychological area of $200. If it wants to hold the psychological $200 area, it has a curling 200-day moving average, and if this thing wants to just hold, that would be beautiful. Now, this thing doesn't move much. It's a 3.1%. It's not a huge mover, guys. We know we've had a lot of issues in this stock for a while now after this big sell-off, and it just keeps kind of trading sideways ever since that big sell-off. So, you know, Boeing's a big old stock, big tank of a stock. If I'm going to look at stocks, I want to see new growth and new stocks. This Boeing thing, you know, it's just looking pretty dookie still down here, to be quite honest. But definitely one to keep an eye on. So let's look at WWE. Maybe this can bring a little bit more excitement to the Wrestling Entertainment Confederation. Look at this beautiful move off this area. Now, we haven't looked at WWE in a long time, but I remember pulling this area of liquidity right off this top here, and I said, you know, if it wants to come back down and test this, this might be a nice area for a buy. And look what it did. It did pull back. Now, if we didn't have this here and I wasn't sugarcoating this thing, I would say WWE would look nice on a bounce off of its 200-day moving average. Just being very, very honest. Muley will definitely catch up with you, brother. We'll definitely get there. You just give me one hot second, one hot potato, and I'll pass it. Let's go ahead and finish this up. So WWE bounced off this area. I probably would have wanted to waited to get to that 200-day moving average, but regardless, it looks really great. Pushing up now back at these highs. Can it hold this area? That's really the question. Can it hold this area? Maybe trade sideways for a few more days, get a little tighter, letting this 10, 21, and 30-day moving average catch up to it. And if it wants to hold right at these tops, watch out above. But always be very, very careful at these highs, guys. These highs here are usually a great area for the swing traders that have already bought it off this 200-day moving average. That's where they're taking their profits. That's where they're taking their profits. And this might be a nice short area. But these aren't buy or sell recommendations. I'm just taking a little peeky gander at the chart, drawing lines with my crayons. So that's WWE. Let's go ahead and look at some Muley charts, and then we are going to catch up with the rest. Oh, as is not, so as per, okay, let me just do this really quick. So Muley says, sorry, Lo-Fi, as per PCE, what is your speculation for the market? Well, let's go ahead and read exactly what it all means, because I want you to ingest it how you want to ingest it. I'm going to ingest it how I want to, but I want you to have an understanding of what it is as well. So we'll read what core PCE is, we'll give what the forecast was, what the actual was, and what I personally think. So if we're looking at the core PCE, that is the core personal consumption, meaning the stuff that you and I, consumers like you and I, it's the goods that are purchased by us, okay? So put it this way. If the overall market is inflated because we won't stop buying, because wage prices keep going up, if we won't stop buying things, that means inflation's not going to come down as fast as Papa Powell wants it to. So how I ingest it is a higher forecast, meaning if we are consuming more than we expect or that we want to, that we're forecasted to, then that is going to look bad for the market because our overall goal for the Fed is to bring that inflation down. So if you get a higher reading than the forecast, then that's going to look bad for the market. But if you get a lower reading than the forecast, then that's going to look pretty good for the market, meaning we're spending less, meaning prices will come down, meaning old Papa Powell won't need to raise those interest rates hiked as high. So that's how I personally take that in. So let me read it to you one more time and maybe you can get a better idea well. So the core personal consumption expenditure, or PCE, the price index, measures the change in price of goods and services purchased by the consumer for the purpose of consumption, excluding food and energy. Prices are weighting according to the total expenditure per item. It measures price change from the perspective of the consumer. It is a key way to measure changes in purchasing trends and inflation. Okay, so now this is what the data that came out. It forecasted a 0.4%. The actual core PCE data for month over month was 0.3, meaning there was a lower than expected expected than the forecast, okay? So we're consuming less, or it is costing us less than than needed to, okay? So that is how I take the core PCE, the core price index. You're absolutely welcome, Yuli. You know, when you ask those questions, it also helps ingrain it into my brain more, okay? I'm learning every single day, and one of the best things to do, guys, is to teach. The best way to learn is to teach. I learn that with jiu-jitsu all the time. I've stood up in base 1,000 times, but to actually teach it, now I have the best way of teaching it, right? So it's all about learning, ingesting, regurgitating, and then cleaning up that mess, right? All right, guys, so let's go ahead and make sure we're all caught up. Any runners today? You know, that's a great question. So let's go over the small cap. Now, guys, we always need to keep in mind when we look at these small caps, I always want to warn anybody that's viewing this that these small caps can be absolutely volatile. Okay, what do I mean by volatile? I mean that these have a relatively small float. And if you're looking at something like PALI, you need to understand that its float is only 1.4 million. That's all I'm reading on this, guys, between 4 million and 1.4 million. So what is this? Yes, this is a rip your face off, leave your socks behind kind of stock. This thing will just take you right out of your shoes, and you need to be extremely, extremely careful with a stock like PALI. So if you're speculating on the stock, of course, the first thing I'm going to tell you is, hey, use risk management, okay? So New Vision, this is about the only runner that I'm really seeing on my gap up scanner. If you guys are seeing something in the small cap world that I'm not, let me know. I would love to be your voice. So for PALI, that 1.4 million stock, the first thing I like to look up is, what is the short interest? Well, the short interest on this float is relatively small. It's only 6.4% on PALI. So that being said, we're not looking really for a squeeze for PALI unless people start hopping on this short train here. But if you zoom out on PALI, you got to understand there's a heavy amount of resistance at $4.50 and a heavy amount of resistance at $6. What do I do to look at that? Well, let's look at the daily chart down here at the bottom left. I've already drawn these out for you because I was looking at PALI last night for you guys. You know what I missed? I missed Stu Klott saying good morning. Stu Klott, good morning, brother. Hey, this one's for you. Cheers. Stu Klott, absolutely. What a huge help Stu Klott has been. I was running through a lot of numbers. He's a numbers guy. So the wife and I have been doing a lot of budgeting and trying to understand what our burn rate is for the month, so we know exactly how much I need to take the year off, so that way I can be here in front of this market Monday through Friday, 8 until 12, without ever having to worry, without ever having to sweat, without ever having to, oh, we need a new roof? Oh, well, let's get a new roof, and then I got to go back to work? No, we don't want that. So I'll be here every stinking Friday, 8 until 12, guys, and I'm hoping that you'll be here with me. And if you want to be here with me, hey, and you're new, just hit that like, hit that subscribe button, baby, so that way you can be here while we are here. So let's keep on moving on, guys. What I want to do is run through the indices one more time, and then also we want to take a look at this TIO as well. So TIO, I don't know anything about TIO. I'm just bringing it up now, so let me do my research. We got TIO. It's trading at $1.02 right now. It's 108 million float, so it's not a rip your face off, but as you can tell, it moved 7.8% in one day, and it's already up from these bottoms 41%. So TIO up 6.19% just on the day, running right into this area of resistance. So keep that in mind, guys. It had a nice little surprise on these earnings, which is always a good thing. And of course, if you want to look up TIO and just to see what kind of stock it is, I can scroll down here and see what these earnings look like. So if I just click on more financials now, I just skimmed through this. I'm not some type of, super guru when it comes to reading these things. I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to reading these things. I just want to make sure it's not a garbage stock. And the first thing I like to look at is this earnings per share. Okay, it's went up, it's went down, it's went up, it's went down. So this isn't a huge, amazing stock that's just earning year over year crazy amounts of money. So it doesn't really catch my attention. To me, this looks like a pop and drop. So that is the only thing that I'm really catching my eye on earnings. Other than that, we have some other things on here, but they're not really mentionable. They're just moving big. But they're not big stocks, okay? So nothing really happening on earnings, but we do need to keep in mind, after that PCE coming out, we're trading at 404.70. It doesn't look like it's done absolutely much. It created a volatile time in the market, but we're right back down, guys, to where we were trading. So do we start soaking up here? But because this would be the pullback of the retest before the PCE data came out, will we head higher? That would be a very, very interesting thing, guys. It would be a very big bullish sign if it wants to hold that PCE data volatility area. So let's go ahead and take a look at NEO for my boy CJ Cabrera. I hope I said that right. So let's take a little sip, Shawana. This one's for you, CJ. CJ, I hope I've earned your subscription, my friend. I really do. I've been seeing you in here, so it's awesome to see you. And let's take a look at old Neo. So Neo at $10.33 currently. Now, I will say, back here, when I was looking at Neo, I was looking at it for a short. We did make a little bit of money on Neo, I believe. Or maybe it came back and stopped us out for break even. But either way, it broke out of this 950 area. And if we look at Neo, you can see that we're starting to get some buying volatility down here at these bases. So that being said, you don't want to argue with the chart too much, but keep in mind we are under a 200-day moving average. As you guys know, if we're under a 200-day moving average, a lot worse can happen under these 200-day moving averages. So before I go looking at a stock very speculatively, I want to make sure it's above that 200-day moving average. It is not. So the first thing I see is we're in a huge downtrend here. It's got a lot of proving, and I think this is its first improvement. It broke this resistance area to the downside, and now it's it broke its support to the downside. Now it's held this low. It held a new higher low at $9, and now it's trading at $10.46, breaking through that resistance of $9.50 and trying to head higher. So that's the first good sign for Neo, but I need more proving done. Neo needs to still show me that it is a solid stock to be in, because as of right now, I don't want to touch Neo with a 10-foot stick. But since we're talking about Neo, I want to talk about BABA, and I want to talk about PDD. So BABA. Oh, to answer your question, CJ, think Neo can get to 12 next week? Let me go back to Neo and just answer that very specifically. So, can it get to 12? Hey, I think it can. Yeah, I think it has the possibility, and I think, boom, right there at 12 is a great key area of resistance, that $12 area. So I would say that that's a good, if you're already in the trade, if you played this breakout right here at $9.50 and you're in this trade, I personally like that. I like that area. I like that area a lot. Yeah. $12 looks like a key area of profit taking, if not, taking the whole thing out. But these aren't buy or sell recommendations. I'm just speculating if I were to have this trade on that 950 breakout like we talked about, it trying to break through. Because it broke through, if I was still holding, I would love that $12 area as profit taking. So yeah, CJ, I think it very well could, but it could very well fail right where it's at right now, because it is in some resistance at that 1050 area is an area of resistance. So keep that in mind. That could go either way, but if you can find a good play for risk management, that might be a pretty little one to take. So let's go ahead. I'm going to put the Qs over here on the top right-hand side to see what's going on with that. And then we are going to keep our eye on, we're going to go through BABA. Let's take a look at BABA. I know my boy New Vision has been keeping his eye on BABA the past couple days. So BABA's creating these new lower highs, guys. Beautiful new lower highs. I do like that. But we have a lot of proving to do. But it is over a 200-day moving average, and I do like to see it holding this 90. So now it's above a psychological $100 area. I still think this needs some time to prove itself, to hold above the 200-day moving average. I think this thing could still pull back and find a new higher low, and then that will be new higher low, new higher low. That might be something I want to take a look at, but we can't deny this volume down here, guys. This volume down here at these bases right here, boom, big buy up. So the last time it got bought up in this area, boom, some more buying, some more buying. So we got some heavy volume of buying in these areas. So that's really nice to see bigger hands in the game. When these bigger hands are in the game, you want to ride those shoulders of those giants so you can see where they are headed. So I like BABA there. And of course, I want to look at PDD because they just came out with earnings. Whoopsie poopsie. Let's go ahead and do that. Let me bring up PDD over here. PSS. PDD. There we go. So PDD over here, if we look at PDD, we have this beautiful, and I've been watching PDD since it was down here. I watched all this activity, all this buying, and I never jumped on that train because of this. Because of this liquidity clear out. I hated seeing this big movement here. I hated it. So I did not get involved with this stock, but we did get involved on this breakout here, this earnings gap up, and I made a little bit of money on this, but not nearly as much as I should have. So I do like PDD, I do like this pullback, and I do like where it's testing. This is a beautiful area for a test. This is a beautiful area. This is where I bought it up before. So if it wants to hold this 200-day moving average, start creating new higher lows in this area, PDD might like to shuffle to the north side. And look at QQQ, does look like it's holding that PCE area of volatility. So that's looking really, really good for the Qs. Absolutely love to see it, guys. So when I see that and I know where Meta's sitting at, you know, I want to keep a really, really close eye on Meta, because if this thing, goodness gracious, if this thing wants to break out for us today, I want you to see it here first, and I want to be a part of that breakout, guys. It would be absolutely beautiful to see Meta launching to the north side. Now, NVIDIA did look like it tried to get back up there in those high days again and started to sell off. Now, I talked about NVDA pulling back to this area, this 263.50 area. I think that would be very, very healthy for that overall stock. All right, so let's go ahead. Did I run through all these yet? No, we're going to run through them though. So SPY, actually taking that PCE data very, very well, ingesting it very, very well. If we can hold over this 403.50, goodness, that would be absolute beautiful thing to actually see happen. Let's take a look at the IWM. So the IWM had a little pop there from that PCE, but it looked like at 177 is holding true as its resistance area. So we want to make sure that IWM can move up higher. It's the only thing that's lagging this overall market, because the Qs is well above that 200, and actually it's extended from that 10-day moving average. And as you guys know, I put up that VWAP, that anchored VWAP area at the top of the QQQs, and that is sitting right above it. So this could definitely use a pullback in the QQQs, and if it does, we can always look at the SQs, which is the 3 times levered inverse ETF of the QQQs, meaning if we buy into the SQs, it'll actually be shorting the Qs 3 times multiple, meaning this moves 5%, that only moves 1.9%, okay? So it's 3 times the actual size. So next up is Netflix. Netflix looks like it's ingesting that data pretty well, still holding out at these highs, still holding above that breakout area. I would love to see a pullback and a retest of 332.50. We'll see what Microsoft wants to give us. Man, I got an itchy nose today. Hopefully you guys aren't watching me pick my nose the whole time while I'm on stream, but if you are, look at the charts, not my nose, goodness. Maybe I blow this up, maybe you can really see it then, you know, me pick it up. All right, so here we go, guys. Microsoft, as you guys know, I'm still holding 50 shares in Microsoft. We're up about $463 on the last piece of this trade. We've already locked in over $1,300 or something on this trade when we played it, but we're still up about $463 on Microsoft, just holding 50 shares, just really small for the overall real move on this. So we can always bring up book maps if you guys want to, as long as I don't crash my computer trying to do this. I would love to bring up book maps, so just bear with me, guys. Bear with me. It's loading. It's loading. So we're going to use the free version, and you can get this on your Thinkorswim platform for absolutely free if you want to. All you have to do is go up to the support area and message them and say that I would like the free book maps. I would like to give it a shot. I'd like to give it a try, and then you'll have the ability to try a few different things. You'll be able to use it for Apple, for Microsoft, for things like that. And then this is what it looks like, guys. So we need to give it a little bit more time to bring in some data, and this data that it's bringing in is actually from the pre-market. So it's not going to look nearly as pretty as the market open, but we're going to leave that open so that way it starts collecting that data. We're going to want to see what is actually going to happen for that. So yes, we're up $465 on that Microsoft trade. Absolutely pumped about this trade, guys. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sit here and act like, you know, oh yeah, it's just, I made $1,200, no big deal. No, it's a very big deal, guys. A very big deal. I made like 5% on my account. 5% on my full account. Using $55,000 on this trade. I'm very, very proud of that. Now, obviously, I want to get in something more speculative that moves a lot faster than this, because Microsoft only moves 2.4% in a day. I want to actually be in something that's moving a heck of a lot faster. Okay, like this. Don't get me wrong, 19%, right, for PYXS, but this is highly speculative. This isn't something I actually want to be in, but these are the stocks that I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find my pattern on these kind of stocks, so instead of moving up, 5% and me being absolutely flabbergasted, no, I want to make even more money on my money. So we took out 150 shares of MSoft and we made a pretty penny, and we're going to leave this last 50 in for the dream. What's the dream? The dream is the fact that it might just take off and scoot on higher, because I know that there's a ton of liquidity in these areas, and I know there's a ton of people trying to jump on board with this AI stuff, and I know Microsoft has their fingers in multiple things. So I believe in Microsoft. I believe in the overall market in general. So if I can hop on board, hold on to these last 50 shares to either a break even or a higher expected move, so I can just keep on making a little bit more money, well, then I'm going to, right? Because you want to go where the market is. You want to go where the market is, but you want to go where the money is, right? Okay, guys, so we have a little bit longer than 30 minutes. We got 32 minutes till market open. So if I haven't already went over something you want me to, or after the CPE index comes out, maybe you want me to take a look at something else. So go ahead and let me know. If not, I have a long watch list that I want to run through here, guys, and some of these might be very interesting speculative trades that move a lot faster than Microsoft did. So it's going to be very interesting. FRC, great question. Let's take a look at FRC, Muley. Let's look at it together. And as you guys remember, we've been talking about these bank stocks ever since the collapse of the bank stocks. We've been bringing these up, and our buddy Joe Heiser in the chat room gave me a nice little list of bank stocks that we can keep an eye on. So let's look at FRC, because this is the only real play that I called out on the bank stocks. And I said, guys, if this can hold this $20 area, that might be a good long. But, and I used but with 2 T's, because if this thing wants to break down from here, it's going to you're going to want to cut that trade. Obviously, that long is no longer effective. So great risk management. But if it comes back up to test this area, it's going to act as resistance. So that right here, ladies and gentlemen, was exactly what I was talking about. It did break down from this area. It bounced up and ran right into this resistance. What a beautiful short. I had a buddy of mine, Blacktricity, actually, took this short. Absolutely amazing. And it failed, and it failed. Well, it failed until it bound itself down here at this $12 area. So what's happening at this $12 area? Well, we got a nice bounce and another higher low, meaning it's not getting any higher off these bounces, but it's making new lower highs. Okay, so if we have new lower highs and new higher lows, that's going to create a pennant. Look at this pennant right here, guys. Let me just try and draw this out for you. Oh, this one's flat. This is a flat bottom. So now this is starting to create a pennant right here. Okay? So what do you think is going to happen in this area? What do you think is going to happen? Well, that really depends on the viewer, right? The eye of the beauty. The beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So FRC, what is it going to do right here? Well, I can tell you this. If you wanted to take a long, you would have to use this base of 1180. You would have to, because if it broke down anywhere around this area, you would second guess yourself. You'd ask yourself. So if you are speculating to the north side, this would be a great area for a risk. If you're expecting a short to the south side, you can use this new lower high. So we're kind of right here in purgatory, guys, right here in the middle. This does look kind of like an accumulation, and these accumulations usually tend to be to the long side because you're accumulating shares. So that being said, if I look at this trade, it's not my setup, it's not picture perfect, but this is all I can give you for data. I can't tell you north or south. All I can say is, if I were north, I would have to use 1170, 1180 area as my risk. And if I was headed to the south side, you got new lower highs that you can use as risk for the upside potential, okay? So keep that in mind. FRC is very interesting right here, and really, if you're going to watch that close, I expect you bring us an update if we get a breakout to the north or south side, because that looks very interesting there. Especially, let's just speculate a little bit more on FRC, Mealy. So let's just speculate. Why do I like these accumulations? Well, here's the thing. If we're accumulating shares down here at this base, okay, and say somebody is shorting in this area, right, in this $15 psychological and technical area, and they're shorting here, but the last guy's shorting here at 16, and then the last guy, me, where I was expected to take a short, was right here at 1950, and then you got other overhead resistance up here at 20, up here at 39, up here at 55. What happens if all of those shorts are still holding shorts and we bring them max pain and we squeeze them out? This thing could really, really launch to the north side. Now, I don't think that it's going to launch to the north side. I'm just speculating that it's going to launch to the north side. These aren't buy or sell recommendations. This is actually coffee, and I love coffee. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good coffee. And we definitely need to get a coffee sponsor. So if you guys know anybody, a small startup coffee business, we ain't asking for much. We're going to bring them the best sponsorship that we possibly can bring. Goodness gracious, just like I try to bring you the absolute best live commentary, live trading. I'm here every single Friday at 8 until 12, guys. So if you can get behind that, look at my screen. It's really, really simple, guys. We scroll down here. We leave ourselves a little comment. We say, hey, okay? And then we're going to go ahead and smash this like button. Go ahead, smash this like button. You know I like to see at least 20 likes by the end of the day. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, guys. I love to bring you stock analysis, live trading, live commentary, and if you can even be as half as exciting as I can about the stock market, you're going to want to be a part of this community, guys. We absolutely love you being here right now, and I love the support. I want to be here for you just as much as I want you to be here for me, okay? I gotta ease up on the coffee. My heart is beating out of my chest right now, so if you guys have anything that you want me to take a look at, just bring it up. If not, I got a long list of stocks right here that I need to go over. So we're gonna start with ASUR. We're gonna run our way down. So ASUR looks like it has this beautiful cup. Are we gonna see a handle? It's pulled back to the 10-day moving average. Looks like it's trying to hold true. We're gonna see, we just need to give it a little more time. It looks like the Qs is still holding that PCE data. That's really a bullish sign in my book. We're going to see, though, that's just on the 5-minute. We need a little bit more time to ingest this data to see if the market really does want to hold and stay true on that PCE data as an expected bullish sign. MAXN, did we go to CR? No. So CRUS looks like it actually broke out of that area. That's beautiful for CRUS. Serious Logics, that looks really, really good there. It's a little extended for me now. Obviously, you guys know I like to buy that 10-day moving average, so this would have been a nice tight area to buy before this breakout, but hey, we don't get it, and it didn't look as clean as I would expect it. MAXN, so Maxion Solar Tech Group. I wonder, I think this is the Canadian Solar Tech Group, but if we ever look at this, we're just going to look at FSLR because that is the leader, and we don't mess with the laggers. I like messing with the leaders. So this is the leader. It does look like it's creating this beautiful cup. Will it create the handle? Will we break out higher? If it does, I will alert myself, I will alert you, and we will keep on keeping on. So let's go ahead and look at IoT. This seems to be perking up right here. Plenty of volume in this area. It looks like we had a nice little earnings beat. They were expecting negative 13% on the earnings per share, but it ended up coming out only negative 2 cents earnings per share. So it actually looks like there are some pros to this new IPO stock. When I say new IPO, we're talking in 2021. So the beginning of 2022 is when this opened. So it's been open for a little over a year now, but it's looking good. As the QQQs looks like they are moving up to 316.24. We'll go ahead and bring up the SPY though, since I know a lot of you guys keep better attention to the SPY. We'll keep the SPY up here, and the SPY is at 405.08 right now, so looking really, really advantageous here for the overall market. Is this going to be the liquidity clear out? I don't know, guys. We're going to have to wait to find out, but it's looking very, very good for the overall market. Ingesting that PCE data and taking it in a bullish type of scenario here. We tried to get that sell-off, and it got soaked up right there on the bottom. Look at them Wiki Wicks, baby. You know you love to see it. 405.1 on the overall SPY, baby. Wow, I'm pumped to be here. I'm pumped to be able to tell you that. So if you're just joining me this morning, good morning. My name is Dave. This is LoFiTrader. You know I'm here on Fridays, 8 until 12, baby. And I want to be giving you the most up-to-date news. So if you're just joining me, yes, sirree, Bob, the PCE index came out, and it's looking so far pretty bullish for the overall market. Now let's take a look at SMCI. So SMCI, we know this is in the microcomputers or the microchips, the tech sectors, okay, and now it's pulled back to find this area of support. This might be the absolute best area to buy this. Now, this thing moves 5.5%, okay? These aren't buy or sell recommendations, but if I just pull these tops and pull it off to the side here, not only that, but we have this $100 psychological level too. So this might be a pretty little area on a pullback for SMCI holding this 21-day moving average. Now, it has held that 10-day before. It has shown its colors that it does like to hold that 10-day moving average, but we're not seeing that as much right now. So I want to see this thing shape up, maybe trade sideways for a couple more days just to kind of squat down on a moving average so I can get a better average here. But if it wants to get above this, I want to know about it, okay? Because I think that this might be a great risk reward area. I'm not so sure I'm going to take a trade right away on it, but if the overall market wants to go to the north side, we want to find a good speculative stock to be in while this thing cruises higher. So let's look at some more, guys. And ARRY, sure, we can look at ARRY. So ARRY, now we've already looked at first solder, we've already looked at the leader, but ARRY, the first thing I see is a lot of wicks off on these tops. Now we've already talked about ARRY and about how, you know, it's in a good sector. You know, its earnings actually came out. It doesn't look like it beat its earnings. It actually came out with less than earnings. So, you know, this is the lagger. This is a lagger. It's got this huge cup, another huge cup. And it's just trading sideways. It's hanging out. It's lingering like a smelly fart above that 200-day moving average, but I still need to see more. I'm waiting for this breakout. This is the mark that I have for ARRY. So it's looking good because it's trying to hold these bases, but I think it needs more time. I think it really needs more time to show us what is going to happen. So the SPY is trading at 405.10. I hope that was enough for you, Muley. Maybe I can go a little bit more in on it, but I'd rather focus on the leaders. So if we're looking at ARRY, you know, it's looking good here. It's technically on a breakout area because of that pennant, and it could head higher. And this thing does move 7.7% in a day. So this is a big mover. This is great for small accounts. So I do like that, but I still would like to have more focus on FSLR. So IBKR, just one I was watching. I'm going to run through these guys. I don't want to commentate on every one of them. I just want to look at the ones that are the spiciest, like HUBS. Now, HUBS only moves 3.5%. Hi, Granny Ranny. Granny Ranny, I am David, just so you know. I don't know if you know that, but Michael is David, just so you know. So let's go ahead and take a look at the, what am I looking at? HUBS. So HUBS is very, very interesting here, guys. It's created this cup. We want to see a handle, and we want to see this thing break out on higher volume. So I like where this is sitting. It's a little extended from the 10-day moving average, so I'm not going to be buying this, but I want to know if it wants to break out higher, obviously. Just so you guys know, the PCE index, it's still moving the market, so the SPY's ingested this. It's still pushing higher. It's at 405.10. It's just kind of lingering around at the top of that PCE index data. We're going to see if it wants to continue to push higher, just hanging out at those highs. So let's keep on moving. MNDY, also known as Monday. Monday. Everybody loves Mondays, don't they? Well, if you're waking up and starting your day off in the market, I sure do love Mondays after a long weekend, baby. So let's look at Monday. It looks like we're creating new higher lows on this hourly. That looks really, really good for Monday. This thing moves 5.4%, so it is a pretty good mover. It needs to break out of this area of resistance in order for it to head higher. So if it does that, creating this what I would call a bearish pennant, meaning if it doesn't break, it'll break to the south side. So keep that in mind as well. But I do like this big cup and this big handle here. So if it wants to break out, if it wants to head higher, we might want to take a little peeky gander at that. To LTH, not looking at it. We're going to run through these now, guys, just because I want to see if I can't find something that looks really tasty on my charts, because I've had these for a very long time. Wow, XM, I'm glad I got out of that trade, but wow, what is going on, man? I guess even if I was holding this trade, it would still be pretty cool. No, I wouldn't have because of this breakdown. So if you guys remember, I was in this trade. We were in this. We bought this, and we held out through all this crap. And we ended up exiting out because we've seen all these volume anomalies. All of this volume anomaly, I know that institutional ownerships are trading those shares back and forth. What do I mean by a volume anomaly? Well, when you see big volume like this, and you don't see big movements in the price, that's not a good sign. You know, you want to see, like, look at all this volume that's traded, but we're not seeing any stinking movement. We're not seeing any movement. That means it's trading from one hand to another, and you don't want to be a part of that because there could be some major whipsaw action. So we ended up getting out of that trade for a nice little profit, nothing big, but hey, we made money, baby. So let's keep on keeping on. ELF, as you guys know, ELF is a beautiful stock, very, very well, ever since this beautiful push on its earnings data, this thing just ripped, baby. Rip, tato chip to the north side. So let's look at DT. All right, so DT looks like it broke down very, very nicely, and if it wants to bounce up to this $42 area, we might have ourselves a tasty little area of resistance. Guys, we have about 15 minutes. Woo! 15 minutes until the market is open. So let me take a little sip shawana. You know I need it because I'm just sitting here tickety talking all day, 4 hours straight, baby. If you can get behind that, leave me a like, hit that subscribe because I am here for you and I want you to be here for me. So if you hit that subscribe button, you guys can be here every single time I go live on Fridays at 8 o'clock. And then you'll be notified when I leave you a short or a tasty little trade I had on the outskirts, or maybe a video in case you want to see a little bit more. Hit that subscribe. So cheers for me. This one's for me, not for you guys. I deserve this. Come on, I deserve a little sip. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at DHT. I'm just gonna run through these guys. I'm not gonna give this too much speculative. I want something to jump out at me, okay? So if you guys are seeing something that I'm not, or something that maybe I should take a look at, I want you to let me know in the chat right now, because now's the time. Because when that bell goes off, I'm gonna be zoned in and I'm going to be ready to bring you guys all the tasty trades that I can possibly bring, okay? So we're looking and we're reacting. We're not going to predict, but we will react to these things. So what kind of levels are we looking for? What are we looking for today, and how much money can we make in this market? So let's keep on moving along. LPG, not seeing, well, LPG looks like it's on that nice uptrend. That might be a nice buy area there, but who knows? I think it could fail too. Airbnb, that's a fan favorite right there. Airbnb creating new higher lows. That's nice. But this thing only moves 3.4% a day. I'm not even interested in that kind of crap right now. Yeah, nothing really too crazy. TTD, this looks good. I like TTD. This is the trade desk. I remember seeing this thing rip, tater chip after its earnings. That was absolutely beautiful. And now it's pulled back on lighter volume. And maybe we do. Maybe we get a nice little breakout to the north side, but this thing moves 4.4%. You know, I really want to find something that just rips, you know. Let's take a look at Roblox. As Alex told me, which, speaking of which, where the heck are you, Alex? We got 15 minutes till market open. We want you in here, dang it. So we got RBLX, and as you guys know, and Alex has said, man, I play Roblox more than my kids do. So I was trying to short Roblox in this area, and I even said, man, this thing is holding this area. I don't want to be in this anymore. So we ended up getting out for a small win, I believe, but it did. It held these areas and it pushed higher, and now it came back and retested these areas. That's a bullish sign. Now, I don't believe in Roblox at all. Don't get me wrong. I don't think Roblox is going to be a stock that your grandparents or as grandparents we're still going to be holding on to, okay? It's definitely not that. So keep that in mind. That's personally what I think. Roblox is going to be something that dies out with the rest of the video games unless they completely change their outlook on things and bring up something that's new and hot that can continue on making them money, okay? Oh, AI just popped up on my 6 month. Oh my goodness. Yeah, AI's back up here, guys. As you guys know, AI I've been watching for a long time now, guys. I love AI. I love the look at AI, and we were in it down here. I added 100 shares. We had 115 shares here, and this little blurb right here scared me out. That little blurb, and it's embarrassing to say, but I have to bring up my losers as well as my winners on here, guys, because I don't want you thinking I'm some guru that only wins. I don't always win. There's a lot of times that I lose, but my losers are small. We lost, I think, 10 or 12 bucks on that. As to where, you know, I just brought a winner that was in, in the 4 digits, you know. So it's nice. It's nice to have small losers and big winners, but We need to give ourselves time to let these work out, guys, and I did not give myself enough time. So you're a loser unless you are learning from these trades. So I have learned from this trade, and I've learned, wow, what a big mistake. I would still, man, guys, you know, shoulda, woulda, coulda, but I'd still love to speculate. If I could have held on to that just a little bit longer than before I stopped out for that $12 to $20, I would be up, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about $600 on this and still holding, you know. And now we are in an area of resistance. But keep in mind, guys, there is not a lot of resistance left, because here is where the resistance was, and this is where the resistance was sold off into. So now that we're back up into this area, holding a flat bottom base, holding new higher lows, I think this does see a little bit of resistance, a little bit of a pullback, but I think it's going to pull back to this 2650 area, and if it wants to pull back to there, I think we might be able to get back in for the long on the long side. So I'm going to keep an eye on AI, but guys, if this thing wants to take off on a Friday and bust on through this a little bit, I think there's going to be a lot of fear of missing out on AI, and people are going to just freak. It's starting to pop up on gap up scanners right now, so we know that we're getting a lot of interest in the pre-market. The pre-market volume right now is about 181,000, so nothing crazy, because it usually, you know, the volume to this high of day that it traded was over 11 million. So not a lot is going on for this. So keep in mind, guys, we got about 12 minutes till market open. Got to make sure I got the bell out. We don't want to forget the bell. Last Friday, if you guys remember, or actually on Monday, if you guys remember, I was a little late on that bell, so I don't want to do that. Let's take a look at AMD. Now we know that NVDA is our leader in this chip community, but AMD is a fan favorite, and it moves about 4.5%, so why not take a look? Now I think we're in resistance just like we were for NVDA. We have these tops at $101, 101 Dalmatians, and it looks like the SPY is now trading at 405.15, so trying to push up on that PCE data. We're seeing lots of soaking on that 5-minute coming in from the bottom of those wicks, guys. So that's very, very good sign. So I do think AMD, back to AMD here, guys, I do think AMD is into resistance. It is into its resistance. So we're going to see, does it want to clear today, or does it want to pull back like I'm expecting a lot of things to do? PYXS looks like it popped up on my gapper scanner, but not doing anything too much, just trading sideways at 587. So let's run through the indices, and if you guys have something that you want me to take a look at, let me know in the chat, because wow, goodness gracious, the SPY is trading at 405.15, and I really like the way it's holding here. So I want to see how everything else is doing on that PCE. So IWM back up there, running up towards that 177.50 area. That is a high area of resistance. If IWM gets above that, watch out. Hold on to your hats, because we might head on higher, ladies and gentlemen. Now next up we have the Qs. Now keep in mind we have 10 minutes until market opens, so let's make sure we know what's going on here, so that way we can take the best trades possible. The QQQ is back up there at its pre-market highs, 316.50 for the Qs. Goodness gracious, looking absolutely beautiful, as Netflix also back there at its highs, 342.51. Wow, that's absolutely beautiful to see for that Netflix trade. Absolutely love seeing that, but this is a high area of resistance. But we know Netflix has came into these resistance areas multiple times. So can this thing break through? And if it does it want to break through on volume like the rest of it? That would be absolutely amazing. BRDS, is this the stock that you want me to take a look at? CJ, I'm not going to give you much on BRDS here, and the only reason why is because it's not very liquid. Well, let me take that back here. This does look like it's got a nice little base here at 23 cents. If it wants to hold that 25 cent area, this might be a nice risk for BRDS. But be careful, because if we look at this overall stock, it's just a gap and crapper, okay? It just gaps up, craps, and right now it is an area of high resistance, this whole area right here. So I don't see it getting above this, but if it does want to get above this, okay, maybe come back and retest, if it can break out above this, come back and retest the top of that 30-cent area, it might be able to move higher. But BRDS is a small, low float, at least the way it moves, and this thing could really rip your face off. So be careful in this trade. I'm expecting it to pull back a little bit more. I hope that answers your questions, CJ. And you know, if you're trying to look at something like a low float that's more speculative, PALI is something that we want to watch today, but we need to see more levels setting up for those areas. Okay, so let's keep an eye on all of that. We definitely don't want to get into something premature here. So let's keep on keeping on, guys. So we were on Netflix. Netflix is right at those highs, 342.51. CJ, I hope that was a good enough explanation for you. You know, I'm not seeing much on it except for that it's in its resistance, you know, and I think that it's going to fail here, and it just needs more time to set up is all. I don't think it's a bad stock, but I think it just needs more time, definitely, especially with all of its previous sell-off. So that's about all I got for you, brother. Let me know if you got anything else, CJ. I'd be happy to look it up for you. Microsoft, so guys, you know, I'm in Microsoft. I'm still holding out for the dream. It's still lingering like a smelly fart, but that smelly fart's above the covers this time, so let it out. Just let that thing breathe. Let it fill up the room. Let it soak in the nostrils, right? Good. I just got real descriptive with that fart. AMZN, speaking of pooper scoopers, this pooper scooper itself looks like it's taking that PCE data and it's ingesting it very, very well. It wanted to come back down and retest that $100 area like I wanted it to, but it said no, not on this hourly. We're going to soak right on up and head on higher. Now trading at 102.32, not at yesterday's highs just yet, but it is still showing very nice proof of concept. If we want to zoom out here on the daily, you can see I have this downtrend, and it looks like it's finally breaking this downtrend line, which is an absolute beautiful thing, or it's very close to it. So we're going to have to definitely keep an eye on AMZN. So I just want to take a look at Microsoft one more time. Let's see. We're up another $17.50 on this trade. So we're up about $480 total on these last 50 shares here, guys. Absolutely beautiful. You know you love to see it. Just holding on for the dream on this one. We're up another $20 for the day. You know, I'm not expecting too much from Microsoft. I'm actually expecting it to pull back, to be very honest with you. I think this thing can pull all the way back to 272, but obviously if this thing wants to take off, it wants to head higher on that PCE data, we're going to hold on to these last 50 shares. I'm not afraid. I hope you're not afraid. And if you are, grab a blanket, grab your blankie, because it might be a wild ride today in the market. It's going to be absolutely spontaneous. We don't know what's going to happen at these highs, and I want to be here for it. So we got about 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left until market open. I hope you guys are ready. I hope you've been awake. I hope you're alert. I hope you're aware. And dang it, Alex, you need to wake up and get in here, because Meta, look at Meta pushing right back up there. It's sitting at 208, guys. 208 for Meta. What is going to happen here? I hope to goodness that this thing can break out on volume, head on higher with that core PCE data looking really good for the overall market. I am pumped for it. Now trading at 208.05. You know, part of me just wants to play it down to this 206.50 area. So what am I willing to risk on Meta? Hey, Joshi's here. Now you know it's going to be a great day if our boy Joshi and Mikey, are you kidding me? Right before market open, you are blessing us with our presence. Thank you so much. Yeah, Tesla, absolutely, dude. Tesla looks like a juicy trade. Personally, if I take a look before you say anything, it looks like we're trying to break out here. Wow, look at this. Mikey, is that what you're seeing here? Does it look like a breakout to you? It looks like if this wants to hold this $95 area as support, this might look like a tasty little trade to the north side, breaking all of these higher lows. And if it starts to break these higher lows, and we know it can do it on volume, well then watch out, because Tesla might be the trade of the day here, wanting to rip tater chip to the north side. So maybe we take a little speculative trade on this. What were you thinking, Mikey? Am I just being crazy, or does this look like a long? I would like to know what you're thinking. Are you thinking about a pop and a drop? Maybe that $200 psychological area, maybe it touches that and it drops for you and you're shorting. But, you know, personally, I think if it wants to hold and push higher on volume, I think that would be a beautiful push. So Tesla, for your intraday buy target for Joshi, is saying 198.70. You know, I really do like that 198.70. I think that's right above that 198.70. Yeah, I can see that. That's above these areas. Where would your risk be, Joshi, on that? I do like that idea. Guys, we have 2 minutes and 30 seconds until market open. I hope you're ready. I hope you are ready. I know I am ready. I am pumped today. Today's going to be an absolute amazing day in the market. Whether we go north or whether we go south, you know I'm a bear with bull horns, and I want to see it all happen. I want to see it all happen right here, right now on LoFiTrader. So LLY, see how it's moving up as told? Yes, sir, Bob. You did say that. LLY is definitely moving up with the overall healthcare ETF. Everything in the healthcare ETF does look like it is moving up as well. So beautiful. That's why we use stop losses, guys. We use a stop loss on LLY. I did take that short. It did break down very, very well, just as I expected, but that's why you need to know what time frame you're on. Joshi was on the longer time frame. So if Joshi did take a trade in this, which I don't think you did, Joshi, but it broke down. Did you hold on? Did you use proper risk management? Or maybe you took the breakout. But either way, depends on what time frame you're on. I said down, it went down. Joshi said up, it went up. But depending on what time frame you're looking at, you were either right or wrong. But either way, as long as you use risk management, and right there, Tesla looks like it's trying to break out of this area, looking absolutely beautiful. I want to move in on this 5 minute. Wow, look at Tesla right here, guys. Absolutely beautiful, breaking out of this area. Will it hold at market open? We have 1 minute and 30 seconds left before we start. So we're going to keep our trades up, and we're going to see what's happening. Thank you, Mikey. Good luck to you too, sir. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, guys. It looks like Meta broke out of those highs and sold off pretty hard right off the get. So we got 1 minute till market open. What is going to happen with the overall market? This is going to be an absolutely beautiful day. So thank you for being here, guys. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, because I'm here every Friday 8 until 12. So we want to see this thing absolutely happen. Before taking trade in Meta for buy side, use stop loss at 2076. Yeah, absolutely. 2076, that's not where my stop loss would be. My stop loss would be a little bit lower. 2066 would be my stop loss, Joshi. But each is their own. As long as you're using one, things will look good. So we're going to bring up Google, and we're getting ready to start in 30 seconds. Yeah, Google looks good here. We know that $100 area, that base is very, very beautiful. I really like that. New vision right here for a long side trade to the north side. Very, very nice for Google. We like Google. We like Google here. There's just one stock. Okay, here we go. We're getting ready to start, guys. So we need to count down here in just a few minutes. So we're going to keep an eye on everything. Let me see MSoft. I need to see you, MSoft. Okay, MSoft is pulling back. That's great. META for that breakout. Tesla there. There's just one more thing, and here we go. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. That is the market open. Let's see what the market will bring us today, as HUBS just gave me the price alert on the breakout, and it looks like it did. That looks absolutely amazing. We're going to have to keep an eye on it, though, because I want to see how the overall market is going to take this PCE data at market open. So we have the Qs here trading at 315.90. Tesla does look like it is rip tater chip to the north side. Goodness gracious, hold on to your hats, guys. This might be a volatile one today. So it looks like META. What is it going to do in these areas? I'm going to zoom in on the 5 minute, because you know things might get juicy. So here we go, guys. Meta trading at 207.73. We got Ding Ding from Beyond the Harbor. It's good to see you in here, my brother. Happy to see you in here, man. And look at this Tesla looking absolutely advantageous at 197.89, and Meta looks like it is pushing up. Is this thing going to take off on us? That would be absolutely beautiful. I would love to see Meta breaking that 208.32. 208.39 area, and then wanting to continue to the north side. So maybe we just start off small. We take small share size, and we'll go ahead and get in on that 208. But you know, what I really honestly want to do, guys, is find something, and there it is. Meta just broke out of that 208 area, and Tesla's rip tater chip to the north side again. Do we want to take this Meta long? I think we do. Let's go ahead and get a small share size in here, guys, and we'll go ahead and try and join this bid on the breakout. And we're just going to hold on for a good time, not a long time, but we're going to try and play this breakout. I do like this 206.59 as my stop loss. We're just going to use a soft stop on this, meaning we're going to keep an eye on it and see what happens. So we're not going to get too crazy on this. We're going to see how the overall market wants to hold this PCE data. But Tesla, we called that breakout first thing this morning. I said at this 194, this area, if it wants to hold, if it breaks out of these areas, it could head higher. And that's exactly what it did. Now that it broke out higher and cleared those highs, what's going to happen here? Have no freaking clue, guys. This is all speculative areas here, but if it wants to head higher, you know I would love to see it. And there Meta goes. Bada bing, bada boom. We're up to 208.34. We're up about $4.13 on this trade. It's looking good so far, but we want to see the overall bigger move. And as you guys knew, or as I talked about in pre-market, NVDA to me looked like a short in this 273 area because I think we need to pull back to 263. So we have a little bit of mixed ideas going on with the overall market for the Qs, but it looks like NVDA wants to try and continue pushing higher. Look at that Tesla just rip to the north side. One thing I want to look at is how are the Chinese stocks doing? It looks like they're holding up. Baba's holding up. Nia's holding up. PDD did touch that base down here, and it looks like it's starting to soak. This might be a nice area for a buy, but I'm not looking at that. What I want to see here is on my watch list here, what do we have going on? Anything funny? Anything fun? There is a watch list. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I need to look at ACCD. Oh my goodness gracious, great balls of fire. It looks like we had a beautiful gap up on ACCD. I did love this cup and handle, and now it looks like it's trying to take off higher. You the man. Hey, CJ, you the man. I appreciate you being here, brother, so thank you for that. So let's go ahead and keep an eye on the SPY over here. Look at that, SPY, rip, tater chip, 405.26, looking good, looking advantageous. If you guys love to see it, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe. It looks like Meta, we're up a couple bucks on, we're up about $12.95 on Meta. That's just something that we're gonna hold on to for a little bit because I think if Meta wants to break out from here, why would it ever turn back? You know, why would it turn back? There's only one reason why I think Meta would turn back, and that's to retest at these highs. Okay, so if Meta wants to come back and retest at these highs, well, guess what? We only took 25 shares. Why? Well, because that is what I expect. We want to get in. We want to let ourselves know, hey, we are not emotionally, but we are capital invested, guys. We are capitally invested in these trades. So that way I'm forced to keep an eye on it. I'm forced to watch the market, and I'm forced to see what happens. So who knows what's going to happen here, guys. Back up at those PCE market highs. Keep that in mind, guys. This is an area we want to get over. PCE marked the highs at 405.50. Can we get above that? Trading at 405.30 right now for the overall SPY. So can we get above it? It looks like we're going to surely try. Let's take a look at the QQQs. 316.61 for the QQQs right now, looking very healthy. You know, I was expecting a pullback, a retest, guys, and that PCE data came out and it got soaked up, and we haven't went lower. Now trading at 316.67, looking really good for this overall market. Are we going to scream to the north side, guys? I love to see it, love to read it, love Heiser's in here. Good morning, Heiser. This one's for you. Actually, it's for me. My throat's destroyed. That is looking so good, guys. So let's go ahead and run through the indices because I want to see how everything else. Netflix, big pull back here right at that resistance. We talked about that resistance in the pre-market, guys. Netflix doing a beautiful pullback here. Is it going to come back to this area that I marked out for you? 332.50. Let's see where Microsoft, or for Netflix, where it wants to head. Microsoft doesn't look like it wants to carry on Wayward Son with the rest of the overall indices, but we got plenty of time to hold on to this to see what Microsoft wants to do. We're up about $458 left on these last 50 shares of Microsoft. So we're going to keep on keeping on for that as Meta wants to keep pushing higher. We're up about $22 on that trade. So looking really well for that small trade on Meta. Amazon, goodness, you love to see it. That old pooper scooper of a stock created a pooper scooper, which we're now going to call its cup and handle, and broke out on volume, heading higher. Looking absolutely beautiful for AMZN. Now, can it hold that push? Can it hold that push? That's the real question there. There's NVDA now touching that area that I talked about. It pushed right up into that area. I marked that area, and now it's pulling back. How far does it want to pull back? Well, that is all on NVIDIA. Does it want to soak up? Sure, we had a stutter. Sure, we had a stop. Sure, it's shaking a little bit, but maybe it comes down, retest this VWAP area, shows us that it's extremely strong and wants to rip tater chip to the north side. So we're going to come back and revisit NVDA, because if it does that, NVDA is going to look extremely, again, it already has been looking extremely strong, but looking even better. So let's take a look at old Uncle Tesla, now trading at 198.02. That was a beautiful breakout that we called first thing this morning, but guys, we have to remember, in these highs, we're going to see plenty of resistance. There's plenty to try and get over here, but this retest, if it wants to come back down and retest any of these areas, that would be a-okay for Tesla too. So it's looking still very juicy in these areas, but it needs some time to digest PCE and market open. So wow, Apple looked like it had a beautiful push up this morning, ripping right through that PCE data and now coming right back down to retest that area. I just had an alert for SMCI come on. That beautiful SMCI looks like it wants to hold in this area. It did come down, it tested that liquidity area, and now it looks like it wants to head on higher. Now this moves 5.4%. I do like this trade, but I'm not 100% sure about this SMCI where it's at. I just want to see it hold above this 103.67. So if I want to place a bet for this 103.67, that would be the top of this liquidity area. This would be the area of support. And if it doesn't hold this area of support for me anymore, I would want to get out of the trade. So we're just going to kind of like ease off on this. I want to wait a little bit longer because we've only been open, guys, for 8 minutes. That's how much craziness can occur in 8 minutes. We have a lot of time setting up. So I just want to give this a little bit more time, and I will come back and take a little peeky gander at that trade. In all honesty, what I want to do is run through these, my 6 months trader scanner, because PACB, let's look at ETNB. We want to take a look at some of these to see what is really going down. We're up about $25 now on that meta trade, looking very well in this area. Now this is going to be a longer term hold for this 25, and I know Heiser is sitting right there keeping an eye on meta with me because he has that priced in way low. He's got it in 174 area somewhere. At some point in time he bought that, and so I'm rooting for you, Heiser, and now I'm rooting for myself because I'm in the trade with ya. Maybe you're selling me some of your shares, I don't know, brother, but more power to you. Love to see it. Let's go ahead and look at Riot. Wow, let's take a look at Bitcoin. If we know Riot's moving up, maybe we have a little trade in Bitcoin. So BTC, if we take a little peeky gander, it's just lingering around in this area. Its highs of 565 and its lows of 512. Now, this has been trading sideways, which is always very bullish sign if it's trading sideways after a big push, right? That's why we call these a bullish pennant. Okay, this isn't a bullish pennant, but it's starting to form something like one. Now, what is this? This is anchored VWAP at its highs, guys. At 95, Heiser? All right, we're going to go back over meta here in just a second because Heiser's got me spanked. I'm buying up here at these tops, and Heiser's just selling his trades into me. Anyway, Bitcoin, this is the VWAP, anchored VWAP from Bitcoin's highest traded area. What does that mean? The volume weighted average price. So the average price that people are buying Bitcoin from these highs, this is where they sit. Meaning if we go above this VWAP area, then more people are in the green from these highs than are in the low. Because right now, whoever bought closer to these highs, most of these people from here all the way down, their average is right here. So you're in the red if you're below, but if you're above and you're green, and that's always going to be good for Bitcoin. So that's what we're looking for, and Riot is just a part of that. So it's on a Riot today, just going crazy to the north side. But until Riot wants to break out with Bitcoin, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens, or this thing just might bounce around between $8 and $9. So let's look at IoT. Oh goodness, IoT, what a beautiful little push up there off that 30-day moving average. These are the stocks that I'm looking for. Over 5%, looking like this could really rip to the north side. But this is extended now from the 10-day. I can't buy it. So let's keep on looking. Here's SE. What is SE? C Limited. I don't know much about SE, but it does look like it's popped up on my gas scanners, and it looks like there's a lot of people taking note at this. So we're going to keep an eye on that. So AI, let's not forget AI back up here at these highs, guys. This looks absolutely beautiful for AI. Now, in this area, this looks more like a short for me than anything just because of the resistance. But if it breaks out through, and there's my alert, if it wants to break out through on this, this might be very advantageous for AI. Now, I don't think that it's going to just rip right through here. Why? Because I know that there is still some residual volume hanging out in this area. If that residual volume wants to sell off, we want to see a new higher low being put in above 24. So let's say around $26 or $27 area. So I'm expecting AI to have a pullback here, but to find new lower highs so we can take advantage of that. Beautiful, Joshi. I love all of your targets being given in the chat. Thank you so much. Sorry I can't go over each and every one of those, but I trust that you are using proper risk management because you are an experienced trader, and we want to make sure that we are preaching that risk management. So yeah, look at guys, Tesla 198.76. Now it's going to find some resistance here, guys. It's going to find some resistance at this level because at that $200 level is a psychological level 1, and it is a high traded area. So it's not just a psychological level, but we also know that this $200 area has been tested time and time again. So if it wants to get up there in that area, that's going to be an interesting test for Tesla. So awesome job on your trade, Joshi. I love when you're making money. Absolutely love it. Heiser says AI daily weekly chart, very interesting if it breaks 30. Absolutely. I've been preaching that. I've been absolutely preaching that because if we look at the overall volatility ingestion on AI, and if you don't understand what I mean, let me explain it to you. We have this huge, here's my volume on the bottom here, guys. See all this volume? You need to take a look at this. It's very important because I think that this can be an absolute crazy, crazy trade, okay? So here's the volume on the bottom. The highest volatility traded area was 28. It sold off. Then it popped back up, and then highest traded volume area was 25. It sold off. Now look, its next time it was up here, it bounced up, and its highest traded volume area was 28. And it sold off, meaning it equalized this liquidity area and sold off. Then again, that because this popped up, it cleared this area of liquidity. So all areas of liquidity have been rendered useless. So now that it's popped up into that area of liquidity again, we had a pullback but a new lower high. Now it's pushing up into this liquidity area of 2780. Now it's pulling back, and hopefully, and I say that respectfully, it creates a new lower high and can rip tater chip to the north side. Now you guys know that I was in this trade all the way down here with a small amount of share size. When we broke out and we found this new area of support, I bought 100 more shares in and then got stopped out because I oversized into the trade. And I will tell you guys that every time we look at this because I love the area I bought it. I love my risk reward on this, and I cannot believe I sold. It's embarrassing, but I need to tell you guys, I need to be very transparent so we can learn from this. Not just me, but you can learn from this too. Make sure if you have a plan, you stink and stick through it. Don't add in so much to where you have to trade your gaming plan, okay? So keep that in mind, guys. It looks like Tesla still wanting to push 198.86 right now, looking very, very good for that area. So what do I want to do? I think I want to bring up AI over here, put this baby on the 5-minute just so I can get a better understanding of how this data is getting ingested. And then I want to run through the overall market over here. But of course, I need to look at, oh man, I'm telling you, I was watching this ACCD yesterday, and shoulda, woulda, couldas, guys. Shoulda, woulda, couldas will get you killed, and now it's getting extended, and now, I'm really wishing I was a part of this trade. It's breaking out right now, guys, and wow, I wish I had a piece of that action. So, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. It is what it is, but let's go ahead and look at my 2 other trades. Maybe that'll ease my pain a little bit, or maybe it'll make me go crazy. So, Meta, we're up about $30 on. This is nothing compared to the amount that I want to take on Meta. So, yeah, we're up 30 bucks. If I give this all back today, I could care less. Here's the thing. I'm expecting this thing to pull back and retest, whether it's VWAP or retesting this 207 breakout area. I want it to show me that it is true, okay? That it's not just a fake breakout. So what do I mean by that? Well, a fake breakout means it's going to expend all of its liquidity in this area to the institutional owners that are trying to sell out. And then if it sells out, we will know, and it'll sell out pretty hard, pretty fast, or anytime it keeps coming up, it'll keep selling out. But if this thing wants to slowly fizzle down, retest, and launch to the north side, well, I want to add into that trade. But if it doesn't want to let me and it wants to keep heading higher, then so be it. And look at AI. As I talk about that, AI looks like it's rip tater chip right back up into that resistance area. If it does not want to even pull back very hard on that resistance area, that's going to look extremely bullish to me, and I'm going to want to be a part of this trade. But it's so hard for me to get a part of this because it's so far extended above this 10-day moving average. So good luck if you're taking this trade, but be careful careful and use risk management. Please keep it in mind. I need to have a pullback on this. I've been hurt too many times. So I'm going to play this smart, guys, and I'm just going to go ahead and wait on this trade for AI. So please, if you see something happen before I do, if this thing wants to come back and retest, I have an alert for that retest at or below 28.21, so that way if it retests, I can say, hey, maybe we start averaging into this. But hey guys, we need to watch that AI, because I've been talking about AI and not being about AI for the longest time. Now look at this breaking out. Oh my goodness. Heiser, what do you think about this? It's at 28.41. Looks like it is breaking out beautifully. This is the fear of missing out, guys, because I've been talking about this dang trade for way too gosh darn long now, and now it's breaking out. Now it's doing the trade and I'm not a part of it. Maybe I'll go look. Is Microsoft doing anything? MSoft? Let's take a look. Nope, we're up about $456 on Microsoft, just waiting for it to see how it wants to ingest where it's sitting right now. Why do I say that? Because it's trading at 283.96. That's absolutely nuts for this trade, guys. Absolutely nuts that it's just hanging out above its cup and handle breakout. So it's just chilling there. We got 50 shares left in it. We're going to see what it wants to do. But until the time comes, we're going to have to sit back, relax, and see what it wants to do. It looks like we are green across the board, guys. Green across the board, looking very, very healthy right now for the overall market. But be careful, that can always change. Wow, AI. Fear of missing out much? Yes, absolutely. You're seeing it here, and I will be as transparent as I want to on this. I still have fear of missing out, and I probably will until the day I die. IONQ, watch out. IONQ just broke out on volume, breaking through those previous highs. I don't know anything about IONQ except for it just had earnings, and then bada bing, bada boom, this thing's rip, tater, chip to the north side. Where is our areas of liquidity? Well, it looks like our highest area traded was right here at this $8 area. If this $8 area wants to ramp up to that $8 area, I would say that looks like a juicy little short. But be careful, guys. Make sure you're using risk management, especially when you're taking shorts. Now, it looks like AI does want to come back and test, but it's still on the same 5-minute candle. So I don't care for that 5-minute, but what is the overall volume looking like? Well, the overall volume is looking pretty good so far. We do have quite a bit of volume traded on this. Nothing too crazy, but a little bit more than average from yesterday. So we're going to see. What are you thinking? IONQ, you're just waiting kind of to see where it ends up, right? Let's see, MNDY just had my alert go off, so I'd like to take a look at that. Let's go ahead, MNDY, let's take a little peeky gander. MNDY is breaking out. It looks like it's breaking out of that area that I was talking about this morning. It's holding this upward trend line on this base, and I do like it. I do like that push there. Obviously, I can't take it to extend it. AI, again, back down here testing this area. Is it going to hold this area now? Let's look at the 1 minute. So this is the back test, this is the retest on the 1 minute. We could obviously get a few shares of this in this area. I did not expect it to do this though. I wanted to see it break out a little higher, hang out up top for a little bit, but it looks like it just come down, retest on lower volume, and now trying to break out into a higher area. So I'm just going to keep on passing on this, guys, because I've already had it once. I had it a lot lower, and I keep looking at this, and it's not doing exactly what I had anticipated on AI. So I just don't feel comfortable in the trade, although, I'm still rooting for it. Don't get me wrong, I'm still rooting for it. And it looks like Meta's trading at 209.37 right now. We're up about $30 on that trade. No big deal, guys. Just keeping an eye on things. I want to give this some more time. I want to wait it out. We got 10 more minutes until 10. If you guys are just joining me, go ahead and look at my screen. If you would do me a huge favor, I will actually act this. Make sure you're live on this chat. So click that live button. It'll bring you right up to the time that we're at right now. And if you scroll down, smash this like button, guys. I'm goal oriented. I want to see 20 today. We still have quite a few hours left in this trading day. I know that we can meet that goal, so smash that like button. And if you do me a huge solid, if you guys are finding this entertaining whatsoever, if you like my commentary, my live analysis, or even my live trades, if I'm bringing you any enjoyment, hit that like, hit that subscribe button here. I'm every single Friday, 8 until 12, guys. Absolutely love doing this. I have a passion for this, and I want to be here for you just as much as I want you to be here for me. So please hit that subscribe button, or at least consider it. Consider that subscribe button. Maybe I get a monocle and a top hat, whatever I got to do to entertain this thing for you guys. But let's keep an eye on AI, because this looks like it's really trying to do a little something in this area. Now, I've told you guys, and I'll tell you again, this is an area of liquidity. We can see it twice here. Now, it's neutralized this area of liquidity, but that does not mean that there's not residuals in there, okay? If you go in and you clean your bathtub, there's still some soap scum still on the sides, whether you can see it or not. Now, we can't see it, but we know there's some soap scum there, meaning bag holders. So that's why I'm not getting in here, because I'm expecting a sell-off and a retest, right? I was either expecting this thing to push up higher, maybe up to this $29 area before selling off and then retesting 28, but it didn't. It just barely got up above that. So to me, this is still looking like a short area for now, okay? Just a little short area for now, and we're gonna see what it wants to do in this area. I think if it holds, that's a huge bullish sign, and then I will want to get along with the rest of the crew. But for now, we're just keeping an eye on AI to see what happens. So Meta looks like it's just teetering, creating a little bullish flag up here at the top on the 5-minute. Very small bullish pennant forming up there at the top. We're up about $34 on this trade. We're not holding much, but we know that Meta can move 3.1%, so nothing too crazy. But of course, you know I want to see those speculative stocks. Let's take a look at TORO. It's still looking like it's trying to hold these pushes here. We know that TORO looks really like a juicy trade at $5. So TORO might be able to push up to that $5 area if it can continue holding this area out. That $5 area looks really juicy for a short. So be careful when you're looking at things like TORO. PALI still holding 344. Heiser. IONQ still pushing. We're going to have to leave IONQ up on this stock. And I might have to just go in to my titles and change it to IONQ. That looks absolutely beautiful, guys. Oh, IONQ still pushing. We're going to keep this up here just so we can understand what's going on. IONQ still pushing at 662. What a beautiful move for IONQ, guys. My goal is 8. If it can get up to 8, who do you appreciate? We're gonna short. We're gonna short them right there at that area. That's my goal, not yours. So keep that in mind. AI, we're gonna keep a very close eye on AI. Why? Because if this area holds and we're having a pullback in lighter volume right here at this area of liquidity, then that's going to look extremely bullish for me, guys. Extremely bullish for me, okay? So I absolutely like AI, and I want to make this my main watch, my main trade. I almost want to get out, honestly, of a few other trades just because of it. You know, Meta keeps topping out on these highs. You know, I'm expecting a pullback in order for it to retest to go higher, but I also don't want to get out of this trade. I do like the price I got it for. 208.16 is what I got it, so 208.16. I'm just going to make this a break-even trade, guys. How about that? We'll make this a break-even trade, so that way if it does want to come back to 208.16, that's fine. It can go ahead and get us out of it, and then we can reconsider actually taking this trade. So we'll go ahead, and since we need this, we'll do 25, and we'll sell right here at our buy-in area, 208.75. So now we know if this thing wants to break back down, not hold any of these areas, we can get out at 208.35 and be calling it good. IONQ looks like it's having a little pullback here. It made its highs right up here at $6.64 and is having a little pullback. Doesn't want to hold this little area at $6.46. That would be great to see this thing move even higher. ACCD, man, this hurts my stomach to see because I was watching this last night. I love this squatting down on its 10-day moving average and right there at its highs. I thought, goodness gracious, this looks like a great trade. And sure enough, this thing scooted to the north side before I even could take advantage of that trade. So congratulations to anybody else who is in that trade. SMCI, yeah, it looks like I called that one out, but I just didn't have the balls in order to actually take this trade just because it's not as a clean setup as I would like. Now it is having a pullback. It might come back and retest this area. Then I might be a little bit more confident in it, but we will have to just wait and see. So Meta looks like we're starting to get some topping there at that top. A part of me just says, hey, just take these profits, wait for that pullback, and then we'll see. So I'm just going to go ahead and sell this for a $30 win here. That might be a bad idea, guys, because I do expect this to have a bigger overall move on that breakout. But hey, if I see a pullback incoming and I like the retest more than anything, then that's what I'm waiting for. So I'm going to go ahead and put my alert here on a breakdown for a retest. So at or below 208.53, I'm going to be keeping an eye on Meta for the overall bigger expected move. So let's go ahead and look at MSoft. Here we go. MSoft. MSoft here is just trading sideways at 284.18. You know, this thing here, we're up about $471 on Microsoft. I do like the trade. I want to hold on to the trade. We got about 50 more shares left in Microsoft, but you know, I'm expecting a pullback, guys. I'm expecting an overall pullback, but it's hard for me to want to get out of anything like that just because of the overall market strength. So we're going to keep an eye on those. But my main watch right now is AI, guys. Why? Well, it moves 8.4% and it's holding this area. So I really like this. I really like it on its where it's at on its trajectory. I'm going to try and get in some shares here. So let's see what the spread is. The spread is only 3 cents. So we're in about 25 shares. We're going to see, doesn't want to hold this area now. So it created a new lower high on the 1 minute. I'm going to zoom out to the 5 minute because I don't like that 1 minute at all. So we are in AI, guys. We are in AI. I see that it's trying to hold this VWAP area. If we do look at the 1 minute, even though it's a little too speculative for me, we can see that we're getting more buying volume here than we are selling volume. So when it pushed up and it broke through this area, its selling off volume really just tightened up here. It tightened up, and then we get another push off of VWAP in this area. So I just have 25 shares. It's nothing crazy, guys. For what, the average trades that we usually take. Why did I take this? Well, I seen all of this liquidity clearing out here, and I think if it does want to hold this area, hold this VWAP area, hold this area, and now it's pulled back to retested, then it might hold and go higher. So we're taking small share size so that way we know what we're working with here. We don't have to hold on for a long time, just a good time. But again, guys, I do think it is extended from that 10-day moving average. It is into an area of volatility. So if we don't see a lot of volume coming in and we start to sell off below that VWAP, I won't be here for a long time, just a good time. VKTX, let's go ahead and look at VKTX. Take a little peeky gander here. VKTX, so it looks like a beautiful big push there on higher volume. Looks like it's pulling back right now. This might be its little breakdown area. Might be a great place to buy up, but it looks like this thing moves 9% in a day, so be careful. This thing could really rip your face off. This is Viking Therapeutics, and it looks like it's breaking down right here. It just broke new lows. Is this going to continue to the south side, or is it going to head north from here? That's a great question. So small short on VKX, good for you, and it looks like you are taking some money to the bank right there. You know, part of me wants to be a part of that. If this thing pops back up, I just want to play this with Heiser. You know, maybe take a real small short in this. We'll just join the ask here. We're not in it for a good long time. We're just in it for a short time, just so I could be with my boy Heiser. Just a few shares to the sell side because this is overly extended. It does look like a high. We have this huge sell-off. So any pop, we're expecting a drop. So let's see if we can get into this. If it wants to get back up and retest those bottoms, and it doesn't look like it wants to. Maybe it doesn't get me in here. If it doesn't, that's okay. We're going to root for Heiser with it going down without me. Okay, there we go. We're in. We're not in for a long time. We're just in it for a good time. So if this thing wants to get up and start pushing to the north side, it's going to squeeze me out. I can't believe some of the things I say. Look at AI. There we go. It's now pushing back up above that area. Can this move up higher? That'd be absolutely beautiful. And maybe VKTK can head on to the south side. So let me go ahead and bring this up on my trades. Where are my stinking trades at? There they are. Okay, well, let's bring up VKTX and we can take off Meta on those trades. We got that beautiful $30 on Meta, and it's still just lingering around in this area, which is great news for the north side. Can this thing continue to push? You know, maybe I sold out for 30 bucks when I could have made a lot more, but we will see, because I'm still expecting a pullback. I'm still expecting things to do things how I expect them to do it, right? So I'm in there with you. Heiser, let's make a little bit of money on this. I do like that pullback. I do like that that short area. So thank you for that alert. That's absolutely beautiful. We're up about $2.50 on this trade so far. Again, guys, we're just taking small, you know, since I'm playing somebody else's hand, and right away when I decided to look at it and get into it, I say, hey, I'm not taking a lot. We're doing this for entertainment purposes, okay? So this is, I'm in with our boy Heiser. We're having fun with this. So let me know what you guys think. So QQQs is pushing higher. It's looking really good right here in this area. It does look like it's ingesting that PCE data. It held it off well, and it looks like things are wanting to head to the north side. So let's look at NVDA. Oh goodness, it not only broke through that resistance area, but it's pushing up even higher on volume. So wow, what a beautiful trade for that one. Let's go ahead and look at Meta. Does it look like it wants to continue to push? And it does. It's back up there at those highs. So let's look at MSoft here. MSFT, since I don't know how to spell. So Microsoft looks like, well, we're up $469 on it. You heard it here first, $469, baby. So can this thing keep on moving on higher? That's what we want to know. And with the Qs looking good, with you know, NVIDIA looking good, with a lot of these things looking just scrumptious, then you know, I really think that we might be able to head higher. Now look at DUOL. I really like this yesterday as well because it's getting really tight on that 10-day moving average. This is Duolingo, and it looks really, really nice in this area. Now, it had a big push here. Can it hold? Can it sustain? Because this might be a nice breakout for this area, risking this 139.24 area. I don't want to get too excited about anything just because I'm already in a few other trades, and you know, I'm just speculating, keeping an eye on things. So VKTX is still heading lower, 1673. Beautiful call out for that, Heiser. I hope you're still in this with me, my brother, because I would like to make some tasty money with you. So DUOL, can this thing keep pushing higher? Part of me just says, come on, just get in there, Dave. 4.6%. I'm sure there's other trades that might be better or speculative. SMCI still doing things. You know, I wish I would have taken that trade now in hindsight, obviously, but it wasn't just picture perfect for me, so I steered clear. AEHR, yeah, it had this, it had its earnings yesterday after hour. It had a nice push up, and then it just pulled back hard. So what I want to see on this pullback is more institutional ownership trying to buy this thing up. So I've been watching this thing for a very long time now. It's starting to get a lot more choppy now that a lot more eyes are on it. So how long will this thing hold out? I don't know, but I would love to be a part of it at one point in time. So we'll see. Does it make new higher lows and hold this $31 area? If it wants to, this thing might be able to head on higher volume. So let's go back to my trades. MSoft and Meta. Oh no, we're out of Meta. So here's MSoft. You know, I'm going to be in MSoft for a little bit, guys. It's just kind of bouncing around. You know, this thing, it really has plenty of room to pull back from where I bought it in. And so I'm just kind of like letting it play its course, right? I want to see where it actually moves. We're still extended on a 10-day moving average, and I think that's what I'll end up using in the end to get out of the rest of this Microsoft trade. Because most of your bigger movers, they're going to hold this 10-day moving average. Like look at this. Say I did buy it in down here, I would have gotten out right here, right at that break of that 10-day moving average. That would have been a great move, you know, when you're like, oh gosh, you know, you don't know when to get out, when to get in. Well, if you use that 10-day moving average, I like that anyway to at least see things hold. So let's go ahead, let's move on. Amazon looks like it's still trading above $100, so I'm fine with that. Meta, wow, look at that beautiful push on Meta, moving even higher now. Look at Meta, what a beautiful move. And that's the biggest part about me when I see these pullbacks and I just rush out of these trades. It's like, hey, what happens if you just actually hold on to some of these trades? And well, that right there, you can see it for Meta looking absolutely amazing up there. Just got a huge amount of volume coming in there. Huge amount of volume just came in right there for Meta. So keep your eye on Meta. Wow, what a beautiful push. It makes me want to fear of missing out, buy in again, but I cannot do it now. I cannot do it. I already had that 25. I've already made my $30, so I'm cleaning my hands of it. It looks like VKTX is having a nice little pop back up into that area that I shorted. So this would be the area that I would want to take a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and take another 25 shares because now I've averaged into this thing. So now we have 50 shares short on VKTX. Now I'm not going to hold on to this thing for a long time, just a good time. So we're going to see where this wants to end up. If this thing wants to keep failing from here, I like that bout of volatility that just popped in there, and I'm going to sell off into it because that is just what you're supposed to do as a good short trader. Now, if this thing wants to keep on heading higher, no big deal. I'll be out very, very quickly. I'm not going to hold on to this thing for a long time, just a good time. It's doing exactly what I was looking for so far. Meta new high a day, yes, absolutely. Meta just pushing up even higher makes me want to just fear missing out, buy back into this. But hey, I can't do it now, ladies and gentlemen. I've already made my money. I would have to use that $27 as an exit now, using it to break 0 in order to play. So I should have just held on to that trade just like I first anticipated before I got out of the trade. So it's A-okay, guys. We're going to see what wants to come of Meta, because I'm rooting for Meta. I want to see this thing scream to the north side. So let's go ahead and run through the overall indices as the SPY is trading at 405.51. That looks absolutely beautiful for the SPY, but will it have a pullback up here at these highs? That's the real question, as VKTX looks like it's wanting to push back up. If it breaks through that VWAP area, I will be gone. I'll be gone out of that trade, but I really think that this is its area that it's going to test and sell off into, because there is a lot of overhead baggies right up in this area. So we know that in this $17 area, there is a ton of people that are in this share that might want to get out. But also we can look and we can see that this 1650 is support. So we're kind of in a battle right here. We're going to see what happens for VKTX, but very interesting area. If it wants to push and break out and get above this, well, then I'll want out of this. So I'll just go ahead and put my hard stop just up there in case they want to clear that out and get me out before heading lower. That's when you guys know to take a short, right? So SPY trading at 405.58, looking good still so far at those highs of resistance. 177.14 for IWM. Now, if you guys remember, IWM in this area has sold off numerous times. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 times on my hourly chart. This thing has sold off hard here. So if it wants to break out higher than this, that's going to be a huge deal for IWM, okay? So QQQ looks like they're trading at still all-time highs. And when I say all-time highs, that just means in the past year, it's trading at 317.13, still looking good up there. Not sure what it wants to do. Is it going to continue to push higher, or is it going to break down? We're going to see real quick. NFLIX still trading right up into that resistance area, looking really good for the overall. Use SPY as a gauge for what? I've been talking my butt off recently, so not exactly sure what I should be using the SPY as a gauge for. Always using SPY as a gauge, obviously, for the overall market, but not exactly sure what. Well, the SPY is into a little bit of resistance there. Hopefully it can hold out. That'd be absolutely beautiful. IWM does look like it. Oh, it's breaking through that area. IWM is breaking through a little bit. Let's go ahead and look at Microsoft. We have a big pullback in Microsoft here, which is fine. We want to see that healthy pullback and it digest its earnings. If it wants to move up higher, I'm hoping it'll do today. I don't want to see this thing pull back too far, or I'm going to escape with the rest of my shares, just because, you know, I want to lock in these profits. I got another $441 on this trade. I'd love to see it actually make us some money. So remember that FKTX moves 9% in a day, so make sure you're using proper stop loss on that. AMZN for 102. We have Meta now at 210.15, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, absolutely beautiful. I hope it does give me a pullback so I can get back into this beautiful stock, but it's not looking too good at the moment for a pullback. It's looking very strong to the north side, so hope you guys are enjoying that. It is 10:09, guys, so market has been open for about a half an hour now, and we have already seen a ton of things happen. A lot of very beautiful things for the overall market. Let's take a look at Tesla, though. Wow, Tesla's still ripping tater chip to the north side, 199.64. Is this going to smack that $200 area and pull back again? I think all eyes are on that. I know Mikey is keeping an eye on that area. Hopefully we can take a tasty little trade in this area. If that $200 wants to pose a threat, maybe we get in for a short, but for a short time, because these new lower highs that have been created for Tesla obviously are going to keep me on my chair. So if I'm shorting, knowing that we are in an uptrend on Tesla, I'm not going to be holding that short forever. I'm going to be holding it for a short time. So what do you think about that, Mikey, if you're still in with us? Are you looking for a short? Is it something that looks tasty to you? If it is, I want to hear about it, because it's looking tasty to me, my friend. Let's keep on moving along and see what else we can find out. But I do want to put my alert for Tesla, because silly me, I'll miss it. I'll miss it quick. So here we go. So I want to make sure I put this short in at $200.50. We're going to create the alert at or above that area, and if it does get up to that area, I'm going to want to take a little short. So let's go ahead and look at AAPL, which is delicious and nutritious Apple stock. So Apple's still holding out up there at 162.48, just kind of trading sideways right now the past couple days, but still at its highs. Cannot discredit Apple at all for that, at its highs. So looking good. Google, oh, New Vision, you're going to like to see this. Google did hold that $100 area, now pushing up to that downtrend area. I think that this wants to hold. That would be beautiful if it holds that psychological $100 area. This $100 area might be a great spot to take along, or I'm sorry, to use as risk for Google. So good luck if you are in it to win it, baby, as Riot's still trading right up there at those highs. When I bring up Riot, you know I gotta bring up that old Bitcoin, baby. So Bitcoin is trading right up there at its highs again, guys. So looking very, very tasty. Be very careful. We are at its VWAP, anchored VWAP at its highs. So be careful with VKTX as well. It's trying to make new higher lows here off the bottom, but to be very honest, the way it's moving, I am expecting this to fail further. So it's doing exactly what I think it should. It cleared out all this liquidity at the top. Cleared out all this liquidity at the top in pre-market, cleared it out one more time at market open, and is failing. So it's looking good here. We played it right here at this breakdown, and we added into it at the VWAP area. So now we have 50 shares short around 1688. So I'll mark that out so you guys know where I'm at. 1588. I'm sorry, 1688. I was going to say 1688. So right where it's trading right now is where I took this short. Where my stop loss is above VWAP and above its previous high. Okay, so it's higher low. It's lower high, I should say, is my cut on that above that VWAP area. So if it wants to continue to short, I'll be in this for a little while. But just remember, guys, we always want to use risk management. If you're not using risk management, you're not using your head. You need to use risk management when you're taking these trades. So let's go ahead and look through some stuff. Meta still hanging out there at 209.98, looking really good up there. Doesn't want to hold. That's the question. As Microsoft doesn't looking like it's not looking like it's strong with the overall market. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these last 50 shares, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of it, rip the band-aid off, and sell it, and just say, bam, we locked in another $424 on that trade. Don't worry about that 37. That's just the 37 I lost. That was added to it for the actual day. So we are out in Microsoft. We locked in another $452 on that overall trade, wanting this thing to push on higher. So I do expect a pullback in Microsoft, not expecting it enough to take a short on it, but hey, that is what it is, and we're going to see what happens with the overall market. As the Qs look like we're getting a small pullback as well. What do we look like for Meta? Let's zoom in on the 5-minute because we know Meta is in a key area. It does look like we're getting a small pullback for Meta. We're going to see how big that pullback is, as NVDA is also pulling back to retest that breakout area of 273. Have I deserved, do I earn my coffee yet, guys? I sure hope I have, because I'm going to pour a little, I'm going to sip a little, and then I'll talk a lot, as you know. So we got a little bit of coffee left, and we got a whole hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes with me, guys. So let's keep in mind what's going on. I would love to see everything happening. So let's take a look at old Tesla. Tesla doesn't want to get any higher than that. Oh, it's trading at 199.44, so it's really close to my short area, but not close enough. I can't take these unless they make it to my intended area. Let's look at Apple. Big pullback on Apple, starting to wick up off that bottom though, trying to use this area as support. Will it hold support? If it holds support here, guys, that would look very beautiful for Apple. Would love to see that happen. So let's take a look at Google. Google hit a new, not a new high, but 102.20, and then had a little pullback. So right there in its pre-market resistance, it is a resistance area, but I do still love Google, and if it wants to pull back, create a new lower high from this 175 cent area, I still think Google can keep on heading into the north side. So Dow Jones Industrial looks like it's pushed up also today on that PCE data, and is holding up there at the tops. Now, I don't like the way VKTX looks, creating these new lower highs. If this thing wants to keep holding here, obviously it's just going to hit my stop out, but it's making me a little nervous in this area. We're not seeing a lot of buying volume going on though, so I think I can just cool my tatas and just wait me a second. So Let's look at old Snap. As you guys know, I like these new higher lows being built on Snap. I like this $11 area. With the overall market, you know, it makes me a little fearful at buying in down here on Snap, but I do like Snap because it keeps holding these new higher lows. And I think the overall market, if it wants to push higher, I think Snap's going to obviously snap up with it. So this is the NASDAQ 100. Okay, the NASDAQ is breaking those highs, looking really good, kind of looking like a beautiful cup and handle right there. So if you're in NASDAQ, congratulations. The dollar still looks like it's dropping 102.23, looking really good, as the VIX down to 18.8. So that's good for the overall market when we don't have that crazy volatility going on. Look at FDX. So FDX, this is the FedEx Corporation. The last time it was up here, it failed hard because the earnings set this thing off. It gapped up in this area, and then it looks like it's right back up into that area that it made it on FedEx, that 5-minute range. On that FedEx, I still have it marked. It looks like it touched it and it started to fail. So is FedEx going to continue to hold there? AI close to 30. We need to take a little look at AI. New Vision will bring up spot. Oh my goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. Look at AI. Am I still in AI? I am. We're still in AI, guys. Totally forgot that I was still in AI. Thank you for bringing that up. We're up about $30 in AI right now. You know, this is one of those things that I still believe in AI. I still think AI is going to take off, and I got it for a great price. But I would like to take these gains. So what do you think, Heiser? I'm going to ask a friend. What do you think, Heiser? Do we sell out on this peak right here with the rest of them, or do we hold out for the bigger expected move? Because personally, I do think that AI moves up higher in this area. I do like it in this area. I would love to see it push higher. Obviously, this is exhausting, you know, to see it so high above its 10-day moving average and for it to continue to move higher like this. But hey, you know, when you get big movers like this and all eyes on AI and they start breaking these highs, this thing might just go parabolic. Now, did I use that word? You darn tootin'. You're in AI, B. Stewie? No way. That's awesome, dude. You're in AI at 28. That is freaking awesome. What a beautiful trade, B. Stewie. I'm glad that you're in that at 8. Obviously, I don't know how many shares you've taken or how speculative you are with AI, but you've been here with the beginning, from the beginning on AI. So make sure that you're using stop loss. Even if you're paper trading, B. Stewie, make sure you're using stop loss because you want to treat fake money like real money, guys. You need to treat fake money like real money because if you don't, you won't. And honestly, you won't. You won't treat it like real money. I can just tell you that now. We're going to go ahead and rise this up. Let's rise up. Get rid of this chair. Rise up with me, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to have another beautiful, epic day in the stock market. As you can see, we are already up about $60 today on our day trades. We're up another $450 on our swing trades, and we are still speculating. We're still trading. We are still kicking butt today in the market. So if you like it, if you love it, if you want some more of it, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and make sure, well, goodness gracious, just look at the screen. Just look at the screen. Make sure you're live, guys. You got to be live because this is a live show, okay, where we bring you the best stock commentary, analysis, and live trading every single stinking day. Wrong. Fridays, 8 o'clock, 8 until 12, guys. So be here for that. There's only 3 things I ask. Smash this like button. It's right here. If you haven't found it yet, I will identify and show that for you. Go ahead, smash that like button. And then, of course, the 3 things. Smash the like, hit that subscribe button, but most of all, be here for the pre-market prep at 8 o'clock. You want to be here to see these lines? You want to make trades like this? Well, you need to know the levels. You need to have an understanding of what's going on in the market, so you need to be here, baby. So, this is LoFiTrader. I'm Dave. I'll be your host. Make sure you hit that subscribe so you can see the most, baby. So here we go. AI, we're up about $30 on this trade, just chilling at $29.40. I would love to know Heiser's ideals at these highs. Goodness gracious, Heiser. Bless us with your presence. Now bless us with your knowledge. So B. Stewie got in at 28. What a beautiful trade right here on that VWAP area and that breakout trade. That is a beautiful move. So if you're in it to win it, baby, at $28, you're already up 5% on this move. And now you know 5% is a beautiful move in any trade. So good for you, B. Stewie. And I hope we can keep on printing money for for this AI stock. Now, could you guys just imagine if I was still holding that $100 at 22? Goodness gracious, we've been talking about this at its base when B. Stewie pointed this out at that $20 area. AI at that $20 area was an absolute monster. I took a small share size and we added into it, and then I spooked myself out. If I was still holding on to that trade, goodness, I don't even want to recalculate, but it would be well over $600 for that trade. But hey, it is what it is. That's why we live, we learn, we made money in other areas. And speaking of which, VKTX is now breaking down. Well, when I say breaking down, I mean it touched its bottom, it touched its butt, and then it soaked back up. Oh, look who is here. It's my baby mister, the big trader of the day. Let's take a little peeky gander. We'll put the coffee to the side. We'll take this beautiful baby and we'll say, Ayo, ayo, we got that AI trade. We're doing it all day. Got a B-A-B-Y, because we are going nuts. Mwah. You happy? Mwah. Give him back to his awesome mother. Here you go. Goodbye, my love. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back like a feet on crack. Yeah, I said it. You heard it here first. Bye, baby. So we are up on AI. It looks like we're going to obviously see some resistance on AI. Let's zoom out on the hourly and show you. Guys, we already know we're up through all of this resistance area. So AI is going to pull back and then show us what? What do we want to see? We want to see support being held. So make sure that support's held. So if you're in it to win it, if you are in a crazy amount, I'm not. We're up $30. We're only 25 shares. Not a crazy amount. But if you are looking at this stock and you're going, holy crap, I'm up thousands of dollars. Well, if it's a meaningful amount to you, you need to extrapolate some of that money. Protect your profits. Pad that bank account. There's going to be more trades, okay? But if you lose all that money and it comes right back down to your entry price and you think it's going to hurt you, then you need to get out of this trade and you need to accept that you have just made a good 5% on your money, okay? Nice add on the bounce, man. Thank you. Are you talking about VKTX? Let me just put this in the chat. Heiser, make sure you are up to date. Live button. I just want to make sure everybody's up to date on this, guys. Definitely want to make sure you're up to date so that way when I chat, my big chin starts to move and you guys start to listening right away. So that way I can be caught up on the chat when you guys text. So, aw, absolutely precious. Thank you, B. Stewie. That is my precious little thing. I did help create at least half of that, so I'm going to take part of that compliment as you calling me precious. So that's just how I feel. All right, this coffee sip is for Heiser, not for me. This one's for Heiser. Ooh-wee. You know, I almost want to add into this short one more again, to be very honest, on VKTX, because again, we have another sell-off, right? A breakdown, a pop-up, and then this is where I added, and now it's sold off again. Now it's popping back up into this area. I imagine it might sell off even more. So what am I going to do? I'm not going to add, because adding gets me hurt. This yellow line is my average right now. I like where I'm at. I have 50 shares, and honestly, you know, if I want to hold on to this for a few days, we can make a couple $100 in this thing. So we're going to see what wants to come of it. It's got plenty of room to come down. So I'm just going to kind of hold on to this with my boy Heiser, and you know, we'll see what happens. As in the meantime, we are looking at AI because we know that in this area it has sold off before, but it doesn't look like it wants to sell off today. It's sitting right up in this $29, close to $30 area, and it's not getting slammed down. Nobody's just selling into it. So this will be good. I mean, I'm still expecting a pullback, guys. We want to see a pullback. We want to. Okay, good. I'm glad you're live now, Heiser, because goodness gracious, great balls of fire. I'm trading with you. You know what I mean, brother? We gotta make sure that you're live, baby. So, Heiser, when's your next soccer game, man? When you heading out? When you heading out to kick some more butt? I'd love to see some videos of you playing some soccer, maybe some soccer games. You know, get to know the crew a little bit better. Let's move through this, guys. RIOT keeps pushing up to that 950 area and getting some wicks off on the top. That makes me obviously want to take a look at Bitcoin. Still trading at 549, looking pretty good in that area. Let's go ahead and move to IoT now. WIOT. You guys probably don't know that. That's a radio station in this area. Let's see, HL. That's looking good. SE. I'm just running through these guys, just looking at a few charts, but now we need to go through the overall market again, okay? So let's go through the overall market and take a little peeky gander to see what is going on. So the SPY is just trading sideways up here at this 405.52, still above VWAP, but we're getting soaking on both sides. So this thing might break down, it might head up. I'm not 100% sure, but there's a lot more to look at. So IWM still above that 177. That's a beautiful sign for IWM if it can hold above that 177, because it is an area of resistance that might serve as support now. So looking good. We're going to take our time on it. The Q is trading at 317.16. This looks good up here, still wicking off at the top at new highs for the year, looking very good up here, expecting a pullback to ingest some of this PCE data. It's obviously above the PCE data, showing a relatively bullish indication for the overall market. So if you're in those longs, maybe you hold on to them for a little bit longer, maybe you take profit. That's up to you, not to me. Netflix, like we had pointed out, this is a big area of resistance at 241. Now, if you took this trade, congratulations, but it does look like it's trying to hold above that VWAP area. So be very careful with Netflix. As you know, in the past couple days, all weakness has been bought up and it has been pushed to the north side. So be careful with Netflix, baby. Netflix and chill? No, Netflix and kill the shorts, more like it. So here we go with Microsoft. As you guys remember, I had my last 50 shares of this. We just took it out. We made an extra $470 on that swing trade on top of the $1,200 or $1,300 that we made on it yesterday. Okay, so keep that in mind, guys. We made a ton of money off Microsoft in the past couple days because we hold off of these bottoms, and it was a beautiful trade. So soccer game tonight for Heiser. Well, honestly, brother, good luck, and I would love to see a little bit of video of you actually playing. So why don't you send a little slippy slap happy message in the Discord so I can see. I show you guys what I do. I'd like to see what Heiser does as well. If you guys haven't seen what I do, I wouldn't mind veering off into that, showing you a cool little clip of something that I have done myself personally. Go ahead and pull this off to the side. Maybe I can bring up the videos here and show you guys a little something, a nice little takedown that I had the other day. It's about the only thing that I have on my saved on my videos that I've played, but let's just go ahead. We'll take a little peeky gander at it right here. Here you go, guys. This is just me in a little meetup competition. Took the guy down, slid to side control, held onto that leg there, got to side, waited for him to turn over. I'm trying to take his back here, just kind of holding him there, waiting for the right time, and then bada bing, bada boom, he starts to roll. So I'm going to switch to back mount. I get one hook in, and as he rolls, you'll see my other hook go in there right here, and then I get the choke, and he taps out. It was an absolutely beautiful day that day, and that's what I love to teach. I love to teach anything really that I'm knowledgeable about, and jiu-jitsu is definitely a huge passion, huge knowledgeable about it, and I would love to see what you're passionate about, what you like to do, what you guys like to do, and I love to see it in our Discord. So if you want to join our Discord, you guys are more than welcome to. Everything that I give you is absolutely free. I'll give you our Discord right now. I'll pop this up right here in the chat. Let me go ahead and copy this, and let me put this in the chat for you guys. So you're more than welcome to join. We talk a little bit about everything, and if you want to show me your videos of what you do for the day, do that in the general chat, guys. I'd love to watch, react. I'd love to see what the community does outside of their trading area. So Heiser does soccer. I like jiu-jitsu. I know a few other you guys, you're big into working out, because if you want to have a good, strong, able mind for trading, you need to have a good, strong physical body as well. Not so much in strength, but just healthy. We want to be healthy so that way we can think smart, we can trade smart. So Meta's trading at 209.97. BKTX, the therapeutics that Heiser and I are shorting, is trading at 1673 right now. Still trying to figure out what the heck it wants to do. NVDA pulling back now to that area that I said I would love to see it test for its support. And it looks like it's going to test that for support. So let's go ahead and look at Tesla. Uncle Tesla is still up here at 199.73. Still hasn't hit that $200 area that I wanted to take a short at. So maybe we still have some time for it, but maybe the overall market will turn around before it gets up there and the short no longer will be valid. So we'll keep an eye on that. Apple just trading sideways at 162.55, looking really good. Currently, it is 10:29 here in Michigan. I hope you guys are having a great morning, and if you're not, well, maybe you need some coffee, because I know I sure do. So cheers to me, not to you, or maybe the other way around. Well, either way, guys, I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy that you are here too. So if you like any of the content I'm bringing you, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe button so you can be here with me every Friday, and that way you know when I go out and put a video out, whether it's a short, whether it's a long. Norman Conklin popped in. He says, yo, cycling, brother, cycling. He probably didn't say it like that, but that's how I'm saying it for you, Conklin. That's how you talk now. Only kidding, brother. But he likes cycling, and absolutely. Actually, I got another really good friend of mine who has a cycling shop that does a lot of cycling out there, and he's in the mountains. You know, he's riding around in the mountains doing some crazy stuff. One day, when I got the money, I would love to go out there and visit with him. I'm going to start saving up, setting aside some money so I can do some cycling with him. So yeah, that's awesome, Norman. Love to see that you like cycling, man. Cycling's a big one. There's a big community that does it, and you know, it's like a cult once you get in there, man. Those guys they're all about it. But you know, I can't talk about cults. I wear a robe when I go to my jiu-jitsu. It's awesome though, guys. So let's keep on keeping on. I want to make sure that we are covering a little bit of everything. We haven't looked at SQ in a while. It looked like it did bounce off really well off that base that I drew out for you guys. You know, I said if it wants to hold this might be a great area to buy, but make sure you use risk in mind and knowing that the overall market is looking pretty bad on the banks right now because of all the bank collapse, right? So just keep that in mind, guys. So all right, cool. So let's check out our trades. Let's see how everything is doing as of right now. So what are my trades? So it looks like we are not in Microsoft anymore. That's great. We made $450 left on that last 50 shares. VKTX is over here on the top right-hand side. We're up about $10 on this. This is going to be that trade that I'll probably be in all day unless it stops me out, right? So I'll probably be in this thing all day. If it wants to keep breaking down, say we get another crazy pop back up here, you know, in the area that I bought, I might add into it, but it would be a while. It'd have to be a while for that. Oh yeah, B Stewie, I should have brought that up. B Stewie loves his cars, you know. We know about that, what is it, 64 bubble top? That 64 bubble top Impala, baby? That's right, we're going to have this in the background one of the days. Once we make it rich, we make a couple $100,000. You know I'm buying that B Stewie bubble top, and I'm just going to sit it back here. I'm never probably going to drive it until B Stewie comes over. He'll take it for a spin and keep it up to date for the crew, you know. But wouldn't that be cool? You know, have a little meetup and like take the bubble top, make that like the show car. That'd be cool. But yeah, B Stewie likes that drag racing, baby. He likes things to move fast, and he's got cars to prove that he likes drag racing too. And that's always nice to see. Everybody has their hobbies and everybody has their goals, and it's just always nice to see it. So absolutely love to hear it. So we're going to bring up AI up here on this top left-hand side. We're going to forget about VKTX for now. We're just going to go over AI. Where is this pullback going to be intended? Well, to be quite honest, I have no idea. What I would like to see is the area that we bought it in at, this 2820 area. I would love to see it retest that, or the VWAP area. If we can actually retest VWAP and hold that for AI, that's going to look very strong for the rest of the day and for the rest of the stock for the rest of the future. But if it wants to come back and retest that area, I'm okay with that too. We're going to have to see how the overall market is shaping up. Still holding, it looks like it's still holding its high. So the overall market is holding out very well. And every time it pushes up, it's on volume. So it's looking good on the 1 minute. Let's take a look at the 5 minute because you know, I get a little too excited on the 1 minute. 5 minutes still looking like an absolute beast, guys. This is what you want to see for the SPY. Lots of overall volume traded to the north side. Lots of pushing, lots of volume, lots of craziness. Love it. 15 minutes, same thing, guys. Everything's looking really, really good so far for the overall market. Now, I know a lot of people are bearish. Everybody's just thinking bear, 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 bear. Well, guess what? Bears aren't winning today. Not as of right now. They could be by the end of the day, but as of right now, 63, man, it's going to take me a while to get that right. I had it written down once, but then I had to erase it because I had so much more information to add. But yeah, guys, so AI back up here at these tops, 29.38. It looks like we're starting to get some soaking, but we need more time for this to ingest, okay? We need more time. I really don't think AI is just going to take off from here. So if you're not in it now, wait for a pullback, guys. You don't want to be in something that's at these highs, okay? At these highs, it's a dangerous place. But I will say this, if AI decides to break out here and not look back, we do have the ability for AI to go parabolic. I'm just saying. Guys. You heard it here first, all right? So let's, I want to see some of the other stocks. I've been looking at ACCD, still on a rampage. That would have been a beautiful buy if I could have got it in. HEAR, I was thinking about this as a short. You hear me? Because of this. Now, this is a head and shoulders type pattern, although the head usually wants to sit up above the other patterns, so we can just call this a double top for this. This might be a nice area to short, but it's a little extended from where it's at. But goodness gracious, AI, if it really wants to just rip from here, that would be nuts, because that means that there's going to be a ton of people pulling in to get into this thing, and it's just going to keep going. How many shares traded? Actually, let's look at that, guys. So how many shares has been traded on this so far? Let me go ahead and throw AI over here, because that's actually going to be a really good question. So there's already been, to the high of day, 7.8 million shares traded on this stock. So what do I need to do? We need to obviously go over here and look up its float. So I think, if I remember right, it's at about 100 shares, or 100 million shares. Yeah, we're at 90 million for the float on AI. Here it is for you guys. If you can go to floatchecker.com, I want you guys to be as independent as I am one day. So make sure when you get this information that I'm spewing out to you, that I'm forcing down your throat, that you at least take some of it in. Floatchecker.com. We need to know what the float is, guys, so we know how things move. If you don't know how the stock moves, then look up every single time you look up a stock and you've been watching it, know what the float is. Just constantly look it up. Then next thing you know, you won't have to look up the stock. You won't, because you'll just know. First of all, because you've already looked it up once, and second of all, because you can just pretty much judge on how a stock moves by looking at it. So now let's go ahead and look at Tesla, guys. Look at Tesla. Holy crap. Right there in that $200 area. This is looking absolutely beautiful. I hope Mikey's with us, and I hope he's watching, because this is his shorting area. Well, at least that's the short area that I called out. So let's see what wants to come of this. So I want to move out on the hourly so we get a better understanding of why I'm calling this a short. So right here, just in its most recent traded area, that is where it has sold off at. But things are looking very, very strong right now. Yes, I would love to take a short on this, but with AI wanting to hold out at those tops, with the QQ, let's see where the QQQ is. The QQQ back up at those tops, making new highs. Let's look at MSoft. MSoft just trading sideways, still looking pretty weak actually. Let's look at Meta. Meta still trading at those highs, looking like it wants to push higher. So overall, Tesla in these areas, I don't know really what's leading everything, but it just looks like the Q looks really, really strong. What about NVIDIA? Is NVIDIA doing really good? NVIDIA did get that bounce off that bottom. What about AMZN? Let's take a look. AMZN still pushing up at those highs. Let's look at AAPL. Let's take a little peeky gander there. Look like it's pushing up back at those highs. So everything's looking very advantageous in this area. Does Tesla get a pullback in this area? That's the real question here, guys. Does Tesla want to take this pullback in this area? Now, it did touch my alert. It did go off. Do I want to take this? That's really the question here. Do I really want to try and take this trade, or do I want to wait and hold out because the overall market is still looking strong? So I think I'm just going to wait this out a little bit more here, see if this thing can't get a little bit more extended, and see if I can't get in a small amount for a share size. But the overall market, I've been saying pullback for a while now, but we're not seeing much of a pullback, guys. So that is looking very, very strong for the overall market. And if Tesla wants to rip, tater chip right on through that area that I have marked out, then I'm a-okay with that. Let's let it keep on keeping on, because we love to see the market head higher. I'm a bear with bull horns. I love to swipe down. No way, no how do I want to miss a swipe down. But you got to understand, guys, when it comes to the overall market, I want to be a bull. I want to chalk my horns, and I want it to head on even higher. So we have FSLR pushing right up on that beautiful cup and handle. I have that marked out, but ARRY is being brought up by my boy B Stewie, and that just shows us that we're right in this area of resistance. Why? Well, look how many times this price action area has smacked into this, guys. 2159 has hit so many times, but we know the solar industry is strong, but this might be a beautiful short. But because this thing only moves, wow, this thing actually moves a lot, 7.5%, we could actually make some good money on this trade. So I don't like where this is at. I think it needs to pull back. I think it needs to get tighter. I think it needs to continue to prove itself. But I could be completely wrong. This might be the breakout of the year. This thing could rip tater chip to the north side, and I could be completely wrong on that one. So we'll just have to wait and see on ARRY. But every time we talk about ARRY, FSLR is what you have to bring up, because this is the leader. Why are you messing with the leg, or B, Stewie? You should know better than that. Here is the cup that we want to see. This is the handle we want to see break out. And then when this breaks out, I can almost guarantee ARRY will want to follow suit, but it will follow suit because it's not a leader in the line, right? Tesla looks like we're seeing on the 5-minute a little bit of wicking off on the top there. It looks like it might want to actually have a tasty little pullback. Maybe we get in a few shares of this, but I do still want to give it some more time. I do like to give my trades some tasty little time. We'll see if that's what it wants to do. Let's go ahead and bring up the shorts. VKTX. I want to see where we're at on VKTX. We got a long way to pull back for VKTX, but we also have some support at 1582. So let's see if we can at least get down to there before we take our first amount of profit. It's just lingering around 1670 round like a stinky fart. So we're going to see if we can air those covers out and Dutch oven something else, because we don't want to be in a trade that's just lingering, right? We want to make money, baby. So we're up about $8.75 on VKTX. Let's see what else we are in. AI, well, sure, let's take a peek again. We're up 33.38. It does not want to fail right now, guys. Where is the sellers? If we don't have sellers and there's only buyers, then what might happen? Now, we still need to give this time. Don't get my excitement skewed here. I'm excited because I am excited to just be here in front of you today. I love stock commentary. I love stock analysis, but we always need to revert back to the mean. If I'm getting you excited, then I'm doing my job. I'm being entertaining. But if you're just taking a trade on fear of missing out, not on a pattern, that is what this is up here. There's no pattern. There's no nothing. There's no nothing right here, right now. But that's why we took the trade down here. We're just holding out to see what is going to happen. So if it wants to hold out up here, it does look bullish, but it's not where I would add into the trade. This is not an add-in spot. This is a watch and hold on to your socks, because we might go to the moon, baby. And yeah, I talk like a degenerate from time to time, and there we go. New highs being met on 229.69 for AI. Take a little peeky gander at that. We're up $36.50 for AI. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. You love to see it, and I love to see you. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so I can see you every day that I'm here on Friday, 8 until 12, baby. Tesla keeps stuttering, keeps shaking, keeps wanting to stop. Maybe we take a tasty little trade on this, because it looks like it's starting to front. But again, I'm just going to have to wait it out. I want to relax, take my time, because we know the overall market's looking strong. So let's look at the Qs, because I don't want to just go, oh my goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Watch out, the Qs are rip tater chip to the north side at 318.13. Let's take a look at the SPY. Oh my goodness, guys, you are watching this here first. What a beautiful day in the market for your overall longs, baby. Yeah, baby. Let's make it long. Let's keep it long. Let's go to the north side. 406.14 for the SPY. Are you kidding me? No trades for Mikey just yet. Yes, sir. This Tesla does look very juicy, Mikey, at these areas, but with the overall market rip to the north side, tater chip, we might just have to stand off and just relax. AI now pushing up to 29.74. Keep your eyes peeled on that, as I think if we do start to roll over in the overall market, I think this is a nice spot for a tasty short on Tesla. Just watching though, because that was a huge push for QQQ. I think we are in due for a pullback, but I don't, let's see. Mikey says, will short Tesla if SPY can get below 405? Sorry, 406. So let's take a look at the SPY and see what he is looking at. He is using the SPY as a guide, and if it gets below 406, he's going to look to take a short on that Tesla. So I do like that, because I've been staring at this for a while. So I like that you're taking a look at this and saying, hey, if it breaks a psychological level of 406, then that might be a good area to get in. Because the overall market is so strong right now, if the overall market wants to hold that strength, then why would you want to get into something, right? So here we go. Here's the Qs at 318.08. that we could say the same thing for the Qs. If the Qs break that 318 area, this might be a great short for Tesla. So I like what you're doing there, Mikey. I really do like what you're doing there. You can almost even say that for this 200 as well. If it breaks the 200 for Tesla, that might be a good short. But if these things want to keep holding, things want to keep heading higher, then hold on to your hats, guys, because this could be a bumpy ride. I absolutely love what's going on right now, especially because we do have a long in AI. We're up about $39 for that trade. So today on our swing trades, we're up about $450. On our day trades, we're up about $70 so far right now, guys, give or take. And we're gonna see what happens. Maybe more than 70, about 70, yeah. And it looks like VKTX had that little push, that little pop back up there, and it looks like it's starting to head lower. We're getting wicks on both sides of VKTX, so just watching out, not really caring what's going on for that as AI is continuing to push. Wow, guys, what a beautiful day in the market. What a beautiful trade we are taking live for you here today, guys. So if you like this live trading, if you love this speculation, if you love the commentary, then hit that subscribe button. You want to be a part of this growing community. I think, guys, we're getting very close to that 400 marker. I don't remember how many subscriptions we have, but I think it's over 390. So we are very, very close to that 400 subscriber mark. So please help be a part of this crew and hit that subscribe button. QQQ's pushing higher at 318.21. Watch out below. No, not watch out below. Watch out above. I'm talking about all you bears. Watch out, bears, because this is a beautiful bullish market at the moment. I've been preaching bulls ever since the SPY broke above that 200-day moving average. When it broke above that 200-day moving average, I said, I'm in, I'm bullish, I am green, I am on. And I've had a lot of people speculating against me, but that's A-okay. The more people that speculate against what I say, the stronger my opinion becomes. And to be honest, guys, we are at these highs. I expected a pullback, but because the market's so strong, it even blew my socks off the water and took my trades to the north side. So even though I did not see my pullback all the way back to 403, I'm okay with that because I'm a bear with bull horns. Even though we can't break down, maybe if we want to keep on heading higher, the bulls want to go higher. So does my 401k, so does the Roth IRA, so does my long-term investing accounts, and so does your families too. So we want to be a bear with bull horns. We want to see the market going higher, even if we expect a pullback. So looking good for the IWM as well, breaking that 177, now pulling back to retest that. Very, very beautiful. AI is finally getting a pullback now down to 229.67. Very, very conventional pullback. We need it to pull back. This thing can't just go straight up. So these little pullbacks, these retests are looking good. We want to see them hold and continue to press higher. Netflix right back up into that resistance area. It looks like it wants to pull back. Same thing with Microsoft, still trading sideways. Amazon did have a nice push, just double topped at that 102.90, 109 area. Meta looks like it is double topping as well. Same thing with NVDA. Looks like we're getting a crazy pullback now. I don't want to say crazy pullback, but I would say a pullback enough where I might want to try and look at this tasty trade for Tesla. So SPY hasn't broke that 406 yet, as Mikey pointed out. So I'm just going to be a little bit more standoffish on this because I know we got some big bears in this room, and I like to take advice from these big bears because, gentlemen, you can learn from anyone. You can learn from a novice, somebody who's really excited that wants to constantly buy, sell, trade. You can use them as, let's see, 406.11 on the SPY. We're still going to keep a real close eye on this. So you can learn from the new guys because when they're getting in, that's probably when you want to short, right? And I know Heiser did that to me in the beginning. I'd say, oh yeah, look at this breakout, I want in. And he goes, well, I'm going to short it then, and he was using me as his advantage. He knows he could just short everything that I longed in the beginning, right? Because I was new, I didn't know what I was doing. But now when we're at where we are at, now I'm that guy, right? I can use other people as sentiment. You can use me as sentiment still, But when you talk about these big bears here, these big bears like Mikey, like Heiser, and we see these guys in here shorting these trades, I like to take that advice. They know what they're talking about. They know what they're doing. And as long as you are using proper risk management, you can make other trades your own. You really can. I'm not saying use people as an alert system, but if you understand what they're doing and you understand why they're doing it, that can always be an amazing trade because then you take it using your risk and then you learn from it. And if you do something a little different, a little outside of your box, well, then we can still learn, right? That's what helps bring in all those synapses. If you have more than one synapses firing and making a connection, that creates what? A memory. And we need to have memories, right? We need to have memories, because if you don't have memories, you're never going to learn. And you know you're a loser unless you're learning, ladies and gentlemen. So the QQQ is trading at 318.10. Let's go ahead and bring up the SPY. The good old SPY is trading at 406.26. Is it going to hold out on these highs? That would be absolutely amazing for the overall market. So Netflix still trading up at that resistance. 342 is the area to break. It's trading at 340.87. Microsoft breaking down at 283.44. Still just trading sideways from previous day. Not getting too far any which way. So we are out of that trade. AMZN at that double top at 102.91 currently. We're going to see, does that want to hold out? It looks like the SPY is now trading at 406.19. We might have ourselves a tasty little trade. Meta 210.38. We made a nice $30 on Meta today. Those are adding up. I just want to see another $100 for the day. That'd be easy win, right? Easy money, baby. Let's keep on racking it up so we can buy groceries. All right. So Meta, does it want to keep on heading higher, or is it going to get back down to my test line at 208.50 so I can buy back in to head it up on higher? We will see very, very soon. NVDA did look like it had that bounce off of that bottom, came back up and started rejecting around 275, now trading at 274.55. Tesla right up there at 282. To me, this looks like a beautiful area for a short, ladies and gentlemen. Personally, that's just what I am looking at. That's what I am thinking. It cleared its liquidity. It's looking really, really good. I need to see the hourly here, and then we need to see the SPY start to settle down. If SPY can settle down here, we might be able to take a tasty little trade. And it might here. We have an indecision candle right here, or also known as a doji candle on the 5-minute. That doji candle might prove to us that this is its area that it wants to change. But we have seen doji candles more than once here, so you might. Now we are at 406.12, so we're going to see, does the overall market want to start breaking down in this area? Let's take a little peeky gander at the Qs too. It does look like the Qs want to have this little pullback here. Will it hold, and how far will the pullback be? Because I would love to take Tesla to take a short to come back down to test this 195 area. Are we going to see that in one day? I'm not 100% sure about all that, but I would like to see it happen just because technical patterns are absolutely beautiful. They get me excited every single day that I take these tasty little trades. So we're going to see what wants to come of it. So let's go ahead and bring this up and get ready, because I'm thinking this might be the area. Now the overall SPY is trading at 406.08, and we have a little over an hour left here with me today. So if you're just joining me, I'm Dave. How you doing? Welcome to LoFiTrader. If you want to be a part of this community, just look at my screen. I can show you a few things that we like to do. If you scroll up, look at this live button. Click this live button, bam. Then you'll be live. You'll know that you're with me right now while the market is happening. Oh, right there. Now, this is our alert for the bid. So we're going to try and join the ask on Tesla. We want to try and just get 20 shares. There's a little pop-up on Tesla as everything else is kind of breaking down. So we're going to see holding on to 20 shares now at 201.13. Absolutely beautiful little short right here. We're going to see 201.13. We know that we're not in this for a long time. We're just in this for a good time, because I do think the overall market still looks pretty dang strengthly, but we have plenty of room to come down. So these 20 shares we can hold on to just for a short amount of time and see where it wants to head. So I'm in it. I don't know if you're in it. Buenos dias, Kevo Paban. It is good to see you. Good morning. Good morning. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe, guys, because I'm here every Friday doing this dang thing for you. And I want you to be there for me just as much as I want to be here for you. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys. And Kevo Paban is in the building. If you weren't having a good day, well, I want you to have a good day now, because my boy Kevo Paban is here, and he says buenos dias. Well, buenos dias to you, senor, and I am just happy to have you in this room with us. So thank you so much. Is it a good time to short Toro? B. Stewie asked. Now, B. Stewie, let's take a look at Toro, T-O-R-O. Now, we know this is a small, low-float, speculative cap, but my short area is $5 on T-O-R-O. My short area. Not your short area, but my short area is $5, because that is where the liquidity lays. There's over 10.5 million You heard that right, and you heard it here first. 10.5 million shares traded at that $5 area. So if it wants to actually push up to that area, well, we might have a tasty little short trade on that. And Tesla now trying to push while everything pulls back. That's absolutely beautiful for Tesla. So does it want to keep on pushing while everything pulls back? If it does, then that's going to look very, very strong for Tesla, and we will definitely take a note on that. Yeah, and right when I say that, Mikey says he stopped down on Tesla and will re-hit below 201. You know, I couldn't agree with you more, Mikey. I'm seeing this, and it's looking strong with the overall market trying to break down. So it's looking very, very strong here. I'm still holding my small shares. I'm just holding very, very small of 20 shares right now. I took small so that way I could deal with this implied volatility. And if we start breaking down a little bit more, I might add into this trade, but I'm just going really, really small here because, you know, we're just keeping an eye on things, and this isn't necessarily the trade that I called out. This is something that I'm taking with somebody else for entertainment purposes only, guys, okay? We've taken my trades. We've already made money on my trades, and we can go over my trades too. But right now, when it comes to Tesla, we're in very, very small share size because we're just having fun doing some entertaining things. Now, I absolutely love to see the strength on Tesla, though. Absolutely super strong. So you know what? Right there, that's what's going to have to push me out right there at the tops. So if it wants to break out on this area, I'm going to have to get out of this very small short trade for a very small loss. So there we go. We have the stop set now. I know where my pain level, my pain tolerance is. But if it wants to pull back with the rest of the market, and I think that it can, we might still have this for a nice tasty little trade down to VWAP area. So what were we talking about? Oh yeah, that's right. My trades. Let's talk about me, usually, but occasionally. So let's go ahead and look up VKTX on the right-hand side. We took this short with my boy Heiser. Heiser, I know he's still holding. Sometimes he likes to hold on these things for a long time. Me, I don't like to hold on to it for a long time, but I like to hold my breath for a long time. So we took small share size, 25 shares, and as it broke down and it popped back up into my buy area, I like adding into those. So that's exactly what I did. There we go, $7.80 loss for that Tesla. This might be a beautiful breakout on Tesla if it wants to continue to act strong. Well, the overall market is starting to pull back. Well, maybe it's not. Maybe the overall market wants to keep on heading higher. Maybe Tesla takes this thing to the north side. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Maybe I flip-flop. I take a little switch swap on Tesla because of all this volume coming in right here. Maybe we add into it, but I don't want to get too buy crazy here. You guys know I get in and out of things too quick. I get a little too crazy. I get have a little too fun. So let's just go over the trades that I'm in, and we'll see how they are doing first. So VKTX, we took a short on this speculative trade. We're up about $11 on it. Nothing much. We're looking for about a $50 win on this because I think it has plenty of room to come down to at least that $15 area. So we're looking for a $50 bill on that, baby, as Tesla wants to push 201.73. Good thing we have stop losses, Mikey, and that's what you guys can learn. We took a small loss on Tesla looking for a big short, but because it looks strong, we got out of that stock, and we're going to let it do its thing. If this thing wants to go on to the north side, break that 200-day moving average, that's a-okay with us, baby, because then we might be able to find a trade to the north side. As we speak, VKTX is starting to break down even more now. We're up about $12.75. Real small for that, guys. You know, nothing big on that. We have other bigger trades that we could take a look at, like AI. Let's see how we're doing on AI. There we go. We got about $43. Just another small win there, guys. We're up probably... On our swing trades, we're up over $450, but on our day trades, we're up about 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, about $80 now. About $80. My goal is to get 100 for the day. If I get 100 for the day, I'm going to be happy and I won't take any more trades. But, you know, some of these are going to end up turning into swing trades. So if I don't get my 100 for the day, that's a-okay too. I'm not going to force anything to actually happen. But I do like AI. I do like how extended we are. I'm sorry, I don't like how extended we are from the 10-day moving average. But if we want to linger around like a fart under the covers up here in this $29, $30 area, that's going to look bullish to me, baby. And I'm going to be happy to hold on to that. So let's go ahead and look at Tesla. As we look at the QQQs, as we look at SPY, let's go ahead and take a look at all these. So SPY looks like it's trying to pull back. Actually, I take that back. SPY is still trading at highs, 406.17, as the QQQ is trading at 317.89. Huge push this morning for the Qs, and it couldn't even pull back to VWAP before getting soaked right on up. Now, I do want to look at Microsoft to see, maybe I should have held on to that a little longer, but hey, it is just trading sideways. It's doing its thing. I'm happy with the big win that we took on for that swing trade. Yeah, I wanted to hold on to all 200 shares of that, for like a huge push, but hey, it is what it is. Sometimes you gotta just let things go. Now, it looks like Tesla is starting to see some wicking off on that top. Granny Randy, I am pumped that you were here. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a blessed day, honestly, because you do deserve it. And I mean that when I say that, Granny Randy. Let me say it one more time. I hope you have a blessed day, because honestly, you do deserve it. I love you, and I hope you have a great day. All right, guys, back to the market. We have Tesla pushing at 201.61. Doesn't want to continue higher with the overall market, just not taking bears for any type of answer. The bears are trying to clap back, and they are saying no. The bulls are like, no, sir. We're going to keep on keeping on, because the right way is to the north side. So can we keep up this push, or are we going to actually see a pullback in this market? Let's run through it and see the numbers. Tesla does look like it's getting a little bit of a pullback here, while the rest of the market pushes now. Isn't that interesting? So as the market pulls back, Tesla pushes higher, and now as Tesla pulls back, the market pushes higher. So very interesting price action here, but obviously, as we still talked, Tesla is in an area of resistance. So we want to keep our close eye on Tesla to see what it's going to do, because personally, this more looks like a pullback and retest of a breakthrough to me. So it broke through this resistance area right here. Now it's pulling back to retest this area. This might be a tasty little long to the north side, but I still think we need to give it time, because we're still trading at the highs. If the market wants to pull back, Tesla is going to want to pull back with it, as we anticipated the last time. So we're going to see, is this new high created going to be the high for the day? Will the market not get any higher than that for the day at 318.25? I don't know. I think we still have a long day to go when it comes to that in the overall market. But I do really love to see all this price action here. So wow, AI new highs. Goodness gracious, we're up about $50.50 on this trade. We only took 25 shares down here, guys. Nothing too crazy, nothing too big, but that's why we use risk management. That way we can understand what we are willing to risk to what we're willing to gain. So we're up $50 on this trade. Absolutely beautiful push here. You know you'll love to see it, guys. And if I'm bringing you any entertainment and you want to see this happen again, I'm here every Friday 8 until 12. So cheers to me, because my throat is on fuego right now. We got another hour left here, and you know I don't like to leave a dry moment in the market. So this is your dry moment. Yeah, Heiser, we're watching it. I got it up right here for you. I think we could take down the active trader. We're up quite a bit of money, and I called it out for you guys this morning. If this thing wants to break above this 30 without ever slowing down, without ever stopping, we could actually see AI go parabolic. Hey, and if it goes parabolic, I want to be a part of it, right, guys? And I want you to be a part of it too, but right now is not the time to get in, right? So we're going to keep a close eye on it, because, wow, what a beautiful move on this. $53 on this small speculative trade. I'm going to take a little sit down. We're going to see what else is going on in this market, baby. So, wow, look at that push. 30.32, still wanting to get higher. Come on down here, guys. Yeah, come on down here. There we go. That's a little better. Now we can sit down and trade. We don't have to be up on our feet at all times. FSLY, this is on my watch list, guys. If it's on my watch list, I gave it to you in the Discord so that way you could try to take speculative trades on these. And FSLY, rip tater chip to the north side. It looks like it's creating this beautiful cup and handle, and now has broke out. So I want to be a part of this, but I don't want to get a part of something that is extended. So can this come back and retest this area to show me that it is strong? We're going to create an alert at or below, and I hope it can come back, because I've been talking about Fastly for a while now, but I obviously did not get in the trade. Same thing with DUOL. I have it on my watch list. I think it's going to do great. Okay, same thing. EEHR, I think it's going to actually come down, but ACCD on my watch list. Rip tater chip. SMCI, I called this out first thing this morning. I wanted to get in, but I was already in some other trades, so why get in it? So I did not. ALGM on my watch list as well. Bounced off beautifully off this green area. AEHR. Now, we were speculating about this morning, about it holding this $32 area. If it can, then it will. Let's go ahead and look at my trade on VKTX. Heiser saying a new low of day. Oh, look at that. Beautiful area right there. So we're up about $18 on this trade. Heiser, I'll be buying you a beer next time we're at the pub. I actually think you would call it a pint, wouldn't you, from where you're at? We'll buy you a pint. Well, maybe I'm just saying pint because you play soccer, but either way, VKTX, we're up about a nice $20 on, so we're making money everywhere, guys. We have only had one loss today. It was a $7 loss. All of our wins have been $30 to $50 or even more. So we're going to keep on keeping on, guys. Small losses, big wins. That's how we do it, baby. That's how we do it here on LoFiTrader, baby. So make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe so you can see more, because I'm bringing content out constantly. We want to make this channel grow. We want to see 400 of them subscribers in this. We want to get to 400. You know I'm goal-oriented. You know we're going to do it either with or without you. We're going to hit that 400 goal. We're going to get that 500 goal. Eventually, we're going to hit a 100,000 subscribers. So if you want to be a part of it, hit that subscribe button. If you don't want to, I could care less. I just want you, I want you to be happy. So be happy. All right, so here we go. We're going to keep on keeping on. Let's take a look at HUBS. Now, I had this marked out as a cup and handle. I didn't play it, though. Why? Well, because I'd rather just sit here and whine and cry about all the shares that I missed rather than taking the shares that I Wing. Now, listen, I should have never ate Wing. I probably would be very bullish on Wing, and all this cup and handle action, all of this price action looking really, really good makes me want to get into Wing. But here's the thing. I ate at Wing. Wing Station, whatever the heck the actual name of it is, Wingstop Incorporated, excuse me. The place is gross. I don't like it. I don't like it at all, and I know I shouldn't use that bias, just trade the price action, but it was gross. The wife and I, we did a little shopping to see, you know, if I want to invest in Wing and I want to buy a couple hundred shares of it for the long term, well, they better have good food. They have a great concept is what they have, and they probably will make money, but I can't get behind Wing because they taste like absolute doo-doo. And we tried quite a few different styles, so yeah, it was pretty gross. All right. Heiser. I would love to have a meeting with you on VKTX because Mikey and you both play these trades that are like this. You play these trades that aren't first day green days, and you see these sideways liquidity and these pops that do these clear out, and then you start taking shorts and you guys hold on to them. Mikey usually is a day. Heiser usually is weeks, you know. PALI, yeah, we were looking at PALI this morning. Oh, look at that. It looks like it's starting to curl. It's starting to hold. If this thing wants to head higher, guys, I have $4.50 marked out. I think that it could clear out that $4.50 or at least get up to it. That $4.50 is a high area of liquidity. It does look like it's cleared out some of that liquidity, but not all of it. So keep that in mind that this thing could rip to 4.5, but then there's going to be a short right there in that area. Heiser VKTX has new low of days, so looking good on that. And I only got two screens, so I'm not going to look at VKTX. I think I'll just move my stop down here. I'm just going to move it down to just above that VWAP area now. If we get a huge rip back up to there, you know, I'm not going to want to be in it. So we're up 20 bucks on that trade. We're going to see if we can keep on keeping on. Yeah, but PALI, you're looking at this thing about to curl to the north side, aren't you? Heiser. It looks like it is. Now it's coming back down to test VWAP. That's a VWAP pullback strategy where it breaks through on volume like you see here, and now it's coming back to retest this area. You can actually use this area as support now on VWAP because it's trading above it. And it's later in the day where all the crazy volatility is out. So now we might see this little push, this little hold right here, and then maybe a bigger push up to the north side. So that would be absolutely beautiful if that wants to happen for that. So let's take a look at AI now, see where that's trading. Okay, still up there at highs, trading at 30.32, still looking really, really good with the overall market. I want to take a look at Tesla. So Tesla is right back down here in this area, this 288. I would like to know Mikey's ideas on Tesla in this area. We got the QQQ over here just kind of trading sideways, 317.88, and the SPY is trading at 406.18. So overall, the market's looking good. I think this is just a test now. I'm still more bullish on Tesla in this area because it's retesting. Still a little extended though, still a little extended from this VWAP area, but this might be the retest of that breakout area. Now, could be completely wrong with the overall market trading the way it is. This could be the short, guys. This definitely could be the short. in this area. So why am I going back and forth on that? Well, simply put, I want to make sure my listeners are using risk management. If you are long, make sure that you have a good and understandable and a sizable risk management. Give yourself enough room, but make sure you're not losing a ton of money on it. You know what I mean? Make sure that you're taking the trade as you should. So right here, we're at 201.02 for Tesla, looking like a nice area to possibly take a short on, but the overall market is still looking so strong. It might be a beautiful little bounce here for Tesla. So, you know, take your bets if you want. Take your bets, guys, but I can't take a bet on this because I'm fighting both sides of this. So I'll just keep on looking at, you know, like AI, VKTX, make sure that my trades are still doing well, and they sure are. So we can keep on looking through at some of these other speculative trades. So here's Wing. We just talked about Wing, so we'll go ahead and look at Wednesday, WDAY. I really like WDAY on this cup and handle, and I wanted to take WDAY on this breakout here, but because I had $55,000 in margin on this on Microsoft, what ended up happening was I couldn't even get into this trade. So I was going to get in small and I'd still be holding. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, but I could not. So we're just going to keep an eye on this. I even pulled the wife in here and said, hey, wife, you know I'm taking this trade. I'm not just drawing this line. She's like, okay, you know. And I said, hey, it gapped up the next morning. No, sure, of course it did, you know. So here we go. Tesla looks like it's trying to break down here now at 278. Looks like we took that short a little too soon. Let's look at the SPYs. Everything else pulling back. Let's take a little peek. The SPYs just trading right up at those highs. Might it fight up and keep heading higher, or might it pull back? We'll have to need a little bit more time. It's 11:09. I deserve a little sip of coffee. Let's take a little peeky gander and let's look at the more speculative trades like PALI, P-A-L-I, and VKTX. All right, here we go, guys. PALI. This curl is looking really, really good. Oh, that coffee is so good. I needed it. I needed it. So let's look up PALI. I don't know. Did we look up the short? Yeah, we did. There's only 6.49% short interest on PALI. And, of course, we can look up the float for you guys. I think we did this morning. Let's go ahead. PALI. PALI is traded at 1.4 million. So this is a 1.4 million stock. You need to be careful with PALI. You need to be careful with VKTX as well. VKTX, I think that's 67 million for that short. So just all I'm saying is use stops, guys, because these things can really slam one way or the other. Use stops, or make sure you're just using good risk management to where you know what you're willing to lose. And you give yourself room for that slippage, guys. Always give yourself room for slippage. What's slippage? Well, that's when you try to get out of something, but you can't get out of it right away. Give yourself, you know, $5 or $10 either direction in order to get out. So if it's going to hurt you to lose 20, make sure you're only losing 15. So that way, if you do get slippage and you lose that 20, well, then you're not hurting, are you? Okay. VKTX looks like it's trying to round up here. Let's see. PALI still bouncing off this view up area, looking really good. What do you think, Heiser? Watching PALI December 30th versus now. All right, let's look at December 30th here. So we got December 30th. Yeah, absolutely. Watching December 30th, yeah, it does look pretty close to the same. Might be a really nice gap up, but I think that gap up is going to be met with resistance at 450. So if it does want to push, that would be absolutely beautiful, especially in this area. We are seeing some volume come in, and the sell-off volume is a lot lower. So that could be good as well. I'm just not seeing a lot of technical patterns. You know, I could take and use $3 as my area of risk. Risking 35 cents, that could be something there. But I don't usually long these. My long strategy on these has proved to me that I shouldn't be longing these low float stocks. You know what I mean? TORO 308 YMAB still pushing up. Take a look at YAMB, Heiser. You might like to take a look at that. It's first green day, though, so nothing too special. But it looks like it had a nice little earnings beat. Wow, actually, yeah, that had a nice earnings beat right there. So that's cool, but it's still too much of a speculative stock for me. NOTE also pushed up 16.84% today. GFAI, what's this gold stock doing? Actually, that's one thing I do need to look at is NUGT, because I've always thought right here in this area that we're going to see some sell-off, right? So I have all this marked out right here. I took this trade once and we made some money on it right here on this day when it pulled back. We just got out. We made quick money on it. We've seen this touch and then pull back, but then it ripped right back up. But this is this area of liquidity. As we know, if you look at gold on the overall time frame and we just keep scrolling back, you can see it's been on a constant downtrend for the life of it. So gold is only worth what it's worth to you. And right now, when you look at gold, it's just constantly losing its value. Every time it gets up, the government doesn't want to compete with gold. So what do you think the government's going to do when gold starts to actually become more valuable? Well, they're going to sell into it, guys. They're going to take their money and they're going to sell into it because they don't want any other asset being more than their fake fiat currency. Okay, so if gold starts to get up and people start to speculate, well, where do you think they're going to find the liquidity? They're going to find it in gold. If gold goes up, the government's going to sell some of their assets into gold. It's that simple. And then they're going to keep on diluting that share price for it to go down. Now, that could be very speculative. That could be something that could be considered like conspiracy theorists. Well, hey, these are my thoughts, not yours. I don't like to be a conspiracy theorist, but I do like to bring up a little bit of everything. So if you're too bullish or you're too bearish, we like to combat in those biases with at least some other formidable knowledge, whether it's fear, FUD, or if it's facts. We want to look at all of it, but mainly we want to look at the technical patterns. And one of the technical patterns that I see is it's in resistance. So it's got proving to do to me. And it's got a lot of proving to do to me because it's got a ton of overhead resistance. So we're going to keep an eye on gold because I would like to take a short in it, but at the same time, I know people that are in it, so I'm rooting for gold as well. Bear with bullhorns, baby. Bear with bullhorns. So look at Meta, guys. We're getting this nice little pullback right here on VWAP. The last time I was on VWAP, it soaked up and headed on higher. So we're going to see, does it come back to get in this 208, my pullback buy-in area? That would be beautiful. I would love to see that actually happen. So I want to go over the rest of the market because it looks like, well, we got Tesla here popping back up. This might be a nice little short here, but like I said, guys, this might be the pullback and the retest. Looks like we do have some more selling volume in that area than I anticipated, but that is still a good pullback on that higher volume. So this is still looking good. Tesla's still looking good in this area. Meta looks like it's looking good in this area. What about the QQQs? What do the Qs tell us about the overall ETFs? Still looking strong, trading sideways after it reached that new high. We still might see this thing rip tater chip. You know, I absolutely love the way a lot of these stocks are looking. Let's look at ONON. It looks like we're at break even on ONON as of right now. For the day. So that looks good. ONON, we're going to keep an eye on that. It's still going to extend from its 10-day moving average. FSLY, wow, what a beautiful breakout. If this thing can pull back and retest this breakout area, I want to be a part of it. I really do. I think Fastly can really take off here. I don't want to speculate while it's up this high. You know, I don't want to. Wow, the SPY trading at 406.39, looking absolutely scrumptious in this area, wanting to push even higher now. It makes me want to switch biases on this Tesla trade, and I'm going to say, hey, I think that it's holding this area now. I think that if it wants to get me in and it wants to hold this area, we could even push higher in Tesla, as this is the retest of this area. So I do like that. Let's take a look at META. Now we are in Tesla for a good time, not a long time. If the overall market wants to keep pushing higher, wants to hold these highs, I think Tesla still has a lot of room to go to the north side. I think this breakout areas might push out some more of the shorts. We might get into a higher, more speculative area. And if that's true, well, hey, I got 20 to the long side saying that it will. And same thing with Meta. This breakout was absolutely beautiful. This retest was absolutely beautiful. Now, I had 25 shares in Meta. We got out right here at this top, waiting for a pullback, waiting for a retest. Now, it looks like we're getting that here in Meta. It looks like we're retesting this VWAP area. So it does look like a great area to try and get in, to try and hold for a bigger expected move. But I'm in Tesla right now. I'm not going to just spread my my mental capacity out throughout the whole market. So I am in Tesla, AI, VKTX, and that's just kind of what I'm going to watch for now. Okay, so that right there is just exactly what's happening. And sure, everything else might move up, but I think Tesla is going to be a bigger mover than Meta in this situation because it moves 4.4% in a day, as to where Meta only moves around 3.1%. So we're going to see what actually happens. Maybe it was a good trade, maybe it wasn't, but we're going to see very, very soon, because I might get out for a small loss, or I might hold on for that bigger win. So what are you guys watching? What are you trading? What do you think is going to happen in this market? I think we're going to close the poll soon. Let's see how many votes. We got 22 votes. That's pretty good. We're going to end this poll, and we got 73% of you saying to the green side as the SPY pumps right up to 406.47, looking really good. And of course, Tesla's pulling back as we watch the SPY break new highs for the day at 406.50. Let's take a look at the Qs and see how that's doing. So the QQQs also trying to push, not breaking new highs. So it looks like the SPY is trying to lead this push today, looking absolutely amazing, breaking new highs, well above a 200-day moving average. That looks good for your Roth IRA, your 401k, your speculative accounts that have money in them. Congratulations, we are moving higher. Let's just feed those bears a whole bunch of BS because they don't know what they're talking about today. Maybe they will have more fight up here at 410 because that is the final bear boss at 410. So here we go. We're at 406.62. Where are we going to head today? Absolutely beautiful push in the SPY. I know you guys love to see it here because we are all bears with bull horns. We like to swipe down, but you want to see the market heading on higher, especially with volume. The QQQ now moving up to 318.05. Wow, what a beautiful day in the market. We're up about a whole 60 cents on Tesla. Watch out. Let's take a look at AI and see how AI is taking this push. Well, goodness gracious, great balls of fire, ladies and gentlemen. We are up about $70 on this AI trade. You heard it here first. I talked about the whole psychology behind the stock AI. If that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. And Kenny Blackford pops in to say, what's going on? What's going on, Kenny Blackford? It's good to see you. We are up about $70 on AI currently. We talked about the whole psychology here on the daily of what exactly can happen with AI. We talked about all these liquidity pulls and all these liquidity clearouts, and sure enough, guys, we are in it to win it, baby. And we made $68 from this morning, okay? We took this trade right here at 9:45. You were here with me live, and now we made this easy money to the north side. Are we cutting now? Heck no, we ain't cutting now because I do think that AI has the ability to squirt to the north side. Watch out, juice boxes. Put your straw in it and give it a squeeze, baby, because we're headed to the north side, baby. Oh yeah, now if you're not already in it, don't let me get you too excited. Let me revert back to the mean and let you understand that we don't want to buy at these highs. This is a liquidity clear out or a liquidity push here, and this could be a great area for people to sell off into. So you need to understand, yes, I'm excited. Yes, I'm going to continue to hold, but you need to understand at this high with this volume, this is a liquidity clear out, meaning this just pushed, there's going to be a ton of shorts right here, and I'm expecting this thing to pull back. If it does not pull back, guys, watch the F out. This thing is going to rip, tater chip to the north side, and there it goes, back up to 31.24. We're up $75 on this really simple trade. We only took 50 or 25 shares of this thing, and it's still rip, tater chip to the north side. We also only took 20 shares of Tesla. We're up $6.78 on this. You know, on our swing trade this morning, we're up over $450 on Microsoft. We are up another, oh goodness, guys, we're up well over $100 on our day trades for the day. We're doing absolutely smash-tastic. So if you guys love to see what we got going on, go ahead and take a little peeky gander at my screen. If I can find it. Where is it? Who knows? Maybe I can find it somewhere else. There it is. All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the screen, guys. Scroll down on the screen, and you will see there's a like button. If you want to smash that like button because I'm bringing you some awesome commentary, live trading and analysis, you want to smash that because I called parabolic on AI, baby, and we're moving to the north side. Watch out. Here we go. Okay, 21 likes. I can deal with that, but our goal was 20. If we can get to 25 now, you know I'm goal-oriented. We got about 40 minutes left in my trading day, not yours. So make sure you smash that like button. And if I'm bringing you any form of live entertainment, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. There's only 3 things I've asked of you. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and of course, guys, be here for that pre-market prep at 8 a.m., all right? So, I'm glad you could see that, Kenny. I'm glad you popped in to see it because, baby, we are doing awesome. We're having a great time in here today, and we are going to keep on keeping on because we don't do no wrong, baby. As long as you're using your stop losses and you're treating your money right, make sure you're making that money, make that money, baby, and take that money off the table. So there we go, just as we called it, liquidity clear out right at the top. We're starting to wick down. We're going to see if we can hold a new higher low somewhere above this VWAP area. And if this thing keeps doing what it wants to do, and then it does what it does, goodness gracious, we might see some parabolic activity for AI. Now, it's 100 million shares float, so it going parabolic has a lot less likely chance than on something of a smaller squeezer. So here we go. We're in Tesla as well with those 20 shares. We're up about $14 on that, but we need to take a look at our other trades. VKTX. We are in VKTX as well. We shorted this. We're up about $21 for VKTX. So looking really good for this overall trade. Heiser pointed this trade out to us, and we got in a small share size of 25. When it popped back up into my buy area, I've been here, done this, didn't even blink, added another 25 shares. Heiser patted me on the back. He said, "Good job, young man." And well, actually, I'm older than him, which is great because he's one of my mentors and he's younger than me, you know, which is great, man. It's nice to finally see the pages turn where, you know, I don't always have to look up to an older gent to get information from. I can still look down and I can say, "Hey, young man, I'm looking up to you now." And Heiser, I do look up to you just like I look up to Mikey and Stewie. Those are some great traders in here that I love to get advice from. Now we're up $23 on this very small trade, VKTX. If you like to make money while you're sitting on your butt, well, look at me, baby. Mama, look at me now. You know? So here we go, guys. Let's take a look at AI, see where it's headed. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. You love to see it. What a beautiful push. Now let's go through the overall market and see where we sit. Because guys, we only got a little over 30 more minutes of trading with me today. So cheers to you. This one's for you, not for me. I need a sip Shawana, baby. Q's at new highs, 318.39, and continuing to push on volume. Looking absolutely advantageous here in this market. Could this be another bull? I mean, how many times are we going to try and think that this is a bull trap? If we just say bull trap for the rest of our lives, then we'll just say from 2020 all the way up to 412 on the QQQs, this is an absolute bull trap, right? I mean, if you're just going to call bull trap for everything, bears, well, you need to give me your time frame, right? Don't say bull trap, bull trap, bull trap. Well, that's bull crap, because then yesterday was a bull trap. Then the day before was a bull trap. What is the bull trap? Because right now we are pushing higher. Not to say we can't come back, but all I'm saying is, where is the bull trap? Because the bull trap hasn't trapped anybody yet, because all we're doing is trapping the bears to the short side. We're giving them max pain, and we're bringing it to the north side. Now, you know I'm a bear with bull horns. I love to swipe down like the rest of them, but we want to root for our 401ks, our Roth IRAs, our supplemental, our long-term investing is going up today. So we're all making money, baby. So let's go ahead and run through the indices. Netflix still pushing up right there on that resistance, but as you guys know, if we keep pushing into that resistance over and over and over again, and we don't have anybody else to sell to, what happens? Simple price and demand, ladies and gentlemen. It is simple supply and demand. If there's nobody to sell and there's nothing but buyers left, then the price goes higher. It will continually go up, and that's what we might see for Netflix, because that's what we're seeing for AI. That's what we're seeing for Microsoft. That's what we're seeing for Amazon. Let's keep running through this, guys. Meta back up at those highs, 210.13. Now, this looks like a head and shoulders pattern on Meta. So does Meta want to continue to push up higher, or does Meta fail from here and not make new higher highs and start to head lower? We're up about 0.20% on the video. We had a beautiful bounce off of that bottom that we talked about. This was the trade here, guys. Now, it is making new higher lows, and we don't see a new lower high except for this one. So this would be a great stop loss, but for this thing to shape up, we want to see it make new lower highs, hold this base, and then break out on volume. So NVIDIA is just trading sideways for today, as Tesla still heading higher. We're up about $20 now on this trade, and you know just as well as I do, because I've talked about it many times. When Tesla starts to break out, Tesla can really break out. So close your eyes, hold your breath if you got the longs, because I'm going to hold on to mine, baby, because we want to make some money. All right, so AI is trading at 31.05. Do we finally get a pullback in AI? Let's have a healthy, constructive pullback in AI, shall we? And I will hold on to you this time, AI, with a death grip, because I don't want to let go, because I do love you. Just kidding. The overall bias, guys, is to the north side with AI, but at these highs, you need to be very careful. This is where people want to sell into you. This is where all the institutional owners that bought it up down here with me at 2041 are now selling out, because that is a price area. area. Now, what happens if they sell out and people keep buy? Well, guess who's having the fear of missing out? Anybody that's not in it on this breakout, this thing could go parabolic, and this will just round up all the troops. So as this thing sells off, as we see big selling volume right here, we just seen 1.5 million shares traded to the south side right there. It just smacked this stock in the face. And what happens? It gets bought right back up. So if it can keep holding this buying power to the north side, that's going to look really, really good for AI. So we're going to see if this thing wants to keep heading higher, because I'm going to keep on holding this thing. It's looking very, very beautiful. As Apple made new stinking highs, 163.17 for Apple. It doesn't know when to stop. Hold its juice box because it's about to squeeze, baby. All right, so let's take a look at Bitcoin, guys, since we don't want to get too far from that. Still trading sideways, just having an inside day for Bitcoin on its daily, just kind of hanging out here. Some of you guys like the Bitcoin USD, which is looking the same, guys. We know for the overall trade in Bitcoin on the daily, we're on an uptrend, so I am bullish on Bitcoin on the daily if you zoom all the way out. But on the hourly, on the weekly, I still think we have some time to trade in this area, because look right above it. Right above Bitcoin is this high volatility area that we're going to have to fight through. So a few more days, then maybe pushing up through on volume would be very advantageous for that stock. All right, guys, so that's what we got going on. Now let's go back through the trades that I'm in. So obviously we always want to look at the SPY. Huge push at 406.80 right now. It moved all the way up to 407.03. Let's see if it can get up to that 410, because man, that would be absolutely beautiful for this trade. Now let's bring up VKTX, and we'll keep the SPY up here on this left-hand side. IWM, beautiful bounce off of 177, though, if I haven't mentioned that already. So I want to bring up, we'll keep up the SPY over here on this top left-hand side, and we'll just keep on keeping on. And we're going to see, doesn't want to hold that huge push. It's holding the PCE index. It's holding this huge push, and things are looking really, really good for it. VKTX now making new lows higher. Heiser, if you can hear me, my good sir, we have new lows for VKTX, looking very advantageous here, guys. If you're not in the short already, now's not the time to get in it. We're up about $25 on this trade. Heiser, I'm really curious, how many shares have you shorted it, and how many what's your average price? If you don't want to put that in the chat, that's a-okay. I just know that sometimes you're a pretty big baller, and I like to see how many shares you like to speculate on. As AI is still trying to hold this area. Wow, guys, I'm telling you, and you heard it here, and I'm going to say it again and again, if AI wants to seriously hold way up here and we don't get a nice constructive pullback, this thing is going to blast off. Okay, it already is, it already has, and I know it's made its move, it's looking exhausted, but I truly, truly think that because of all the craziness around AI, the stock's name is AI, and if we look up right here, we'll look up on Ape Wisdom and see where it's trading on Ape Wisdom. And right here, if we look up Ape Wisdom, this gives you on the overall Reddit how many times it's been mentioned. AI has only been talked about less than NVDA and SPY. So the SPY is always usually sitting up here at the top. Then NVIDIA was at the top for a few days. Now AI was at the top for weeks, but now it's third, okay? So it's third. People are getting crazy. They're talking about it as of the past couple days. We have 206 mentioned in the past 24 hours, negative 40%. But I bet after today, all eyes are going to be in AI, because guess what's happening right now as we speak? New highs being put in for AI, trading at 31.49. Ladies and gentlemen, please take a look at that beautiful move. Now, are we going to keep going crazy parabolic like I have been talking about? It's not parabolic just yet, but we know how sometimes these things can move. And I would love to see AI, people just shorten the crap out of it. So let's go ahead and bring up the short interest just to see if AI does have short interest, because we haven't looked it up yet. So it looks like the short percent float is 28.7%. Yes, this could be a squeezer, ladies and gentlemen. Watch your butts right here. We are in it to win it, baby. Our average is at 28.21. If this thing wants to rip tater chip like it has been doing all day, watch out, because we know this is a 28.74% 24% short flow interest. Anything over that 20%, close to 30, has the ability to squeeze. We are looking at a squeeze stock right here, so watch out. If you guys aren't interested, if this does not make you excited, I don't even know what you're doing here. Maybe it's for my big chin. Maybe it's just because you like to watch me sip on my coffee and then chatter, 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 but I doubt it. You're here for this right here, right now, baby. AI is taking off. $31.60. Wow, I take that back. It just chirped another 10 cents. Watch your hats, guys. This thing is flying up. Let's look at the rest of the market and revert to the mean, baby, because you know we like to keep it clean, baby. So the SPY looks like it's still trading at those highs. The QQQ, 318.12. Let's look at IWM, just now giving us a little pullback in IWM at 178.38, looking very, very good on that push. Now, we want to see if it does, which we don't, you know, with the overall market looking so stinking strong, maybe it never comes back to test 177, but if it does, that's not going to surprise us because I think it needs to retest that. QQQ is still trading up at those highs. Now Netflix still trading under that 342. I don't see this thing really getting above that without testing over and over and over again. But we know when it does break out, it breaks out on a lot of volume. So let's keep that in mind, guys. Absolutely love seeing that. Now, AI finally at 31.68, finally getting a little bit of a pullback there. Let's see what it wants to do, guys, because we just keep seeing more and more volume pull into this thing, okay? So what am I seeing? I need to bring up AI on this side before we keep on keeping on. So let's bring up AI on this side because I have all my indicators on here. Now, it's not giving me, there we go. The high a day has traded 20 million volume so far, guys. You know what that tells me? If there's 20 million volume being traded on a stock that has 90 million shares traded, and we're only at 1130, we could actually get a lot more volume to come in and get this thing to roll over where new buyers are coming in. So this thing is very, very watched. We're having an average, more than average volume being traded on this thing. And if we can just hold off with these 25 shares, I think we can make a lot more than this measly little $85 on this trade. So do we take out a little bit? No, not with the data that I'm pulling in. I'm going to go ahead and hold on to this silly stock, and we're going to keep on keeping on. Now, I wish I still held my 115 shares on this stock from back in the Dizzy, but you know what? I stopped out for a $20 loss on that. Boy, I'm kicking myself in the butt right now because we would be up how much? Sure, I'll take a little peeky gander. So I wanted to get in at 22.76 was my average at 115 shares, but we'll say 100 just to make it easy. We would be up close to $1,000 right now. It'd be about $925 if I would have held on to that. But that's why, guys, that's why we take small losses so we can earn those big winners. And now that's what you're seeing here today. Big, big winners, baby. Even though $82 isn't that big, we know that we are still up over $460 on our swing trade for Microsoft today. We're up about I want to say $150 on our day trade so far today, and we are continuing to print that money. PALI is testing that high of day. Let's take a little peeky gander. Look at that. PALI testing that double top, that high of day. This either could be a great area for a short or a great area for a breakout. So we're going to keep an eye on PALI. Heiser, can you believe? Look at AI and the strength in that thing. Heiser, if you didn't hear, we have over 28% short float interest on AI. So this thing honestly could go parabolic, and you guys heard it here first. If you haven't heard it before, you heard it here first, and you're going to hear it again. Squeeze alert on AI, guys. We're at new highs. 31.78, still pushing higher. You guys want to see something squeeze? I hope you see it squeeze with me, baby, because we love those squeezers. Everybody's been talking about it since GME in 2020, but if you want to see a real squeeze, baby, hold on to your hats because you're going to be a part of it. AI now trading at 31.86. Wow, we're up about $90 on this trade and still looking for more. Is this greed? I don't think so. This is me just taking a trade, right? So let's go ahead and run through some of this. PACB also pushing up. We got KC pushing. RIOT making those new higher lows. It looks like, is Bitcoin gonna just break out here? You know, it looks really cool. Let's take a look at Google. Google's just kind of trading sideways still, but it's well above that $100 area that I told you. That $100 psychological area is extremely awesome. AI could be like Neo. I don't think that or if you're talking like as if, like, oh, okay, here, just like this. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This is how stocks move, guys. This is how you want to see a move. Big push up, a pullback, and it trades sideways, making new higher lows, finding new areas to break out, to pull back, to make new higher lows, break out, pull back, and this thing could keep pushing higher. Now, what was NEO? Is NEO about the same float short, or the same float? Because we want to see a move about the same. Now, NEO is a huge stock. It has 1.5 billion shares traded, as to where AI is only 90 million shares. So it's got much smaller market cap than NEO. But yes, we could use the NEO ticker as kind of an idea of how it might move. So we'll see how that works out. But right now, we're going to just hold on to AI and see how it wants to trade. So back to the QQQs. QQQ still at the highs here, still trading higher. We got the SPY at 406.76. The IWM pulling back now. Let's go ahead and take a look. Netflix. Let's see here. Netflix, yeah. Netflix, we're still at those highs. Still looking like a short in that area. Microsoft hasn't broke those highs yet today. Looking like a small pullback. Amazon back up at those yesterday's high. Let's see if it wants to hold out on that. Meta's back up at those highs. This might be the resistance area because it can't get over it just yet. As Tesla, look at that beautiful push for Uncle Tesla right up here at these highs. You know, I'm going to go ahead and sell out of this. We're not in it for a long time. We're just in it for a good time. So there's another $20 we just made on Tesla. Just go ahead and add that to the bank. Winner, winner, winner. We need to buy that chicken dinner tonight. So we just keep on adding into those trades. So now I'm out of Tesla. Let's go ahead and look at our other trades. VKTX still breaking down here. What are we up on this? We're up about $26 on this trade. I'm going to keep on holding on to this. Heiser, what do you think about VKTX? I'd like to know. NEO is one of those hot stocks in the EV sector. Yeah, it definitely was. And it could be. It could just be like that in a hot sector. AI being in a hot stock, hot sector, all that good stuff. Could be absolutely advantageous. That's why we're going to hold onto AI, because I love the sector. I love how hot the sector is. I love the fact that even though it's not even really the best company, people are just jumping on board with this thing. Everybody's just pumped and excited about AI. So why not get into a stock that says AI? You know, and that's what they're doing. You know, that's what they're doing. The news on the AI, you know, the explosive AI trend is here to stay. These stocks are posed to benefit. C3 AI up over 11% on track's highest close since January 22nd, Data Talk. Social Buzz, Wall Street stocks mostly down pre-market. BlackBerry poised to fail, AI to rise. You know, there's all this news around AI and people are talking about it and, you know, blah, 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 whatever. I could care less. As long as it's making us money, I'll be a part of it. So, Heiser, take a look at VKTX, brother. New lows being made right here on VKTX. Glad I took this with you. We're up $30. This one is for Heiser. Heiser, I'm cheersing you, buddy, because we are up, and this is all because of you. And that's why we're trying to create a like-minded community. So if you guys are new, make sure you hit that like and hit that subscribe button so you can be a part of this crew. This crew in here has made me plenty of money, and I've made this crew plenty of money. We just work with each other and talk about what is going on. I try to be advantageous when it comes to what's going on in the market. I try to make sure when we make new highs, like in SPY, 406.78, I let you guys know that so we know together and we know where our areas of liquidity are, our areas of support as QQQs breaking up, back up into those highs. Highs at 318.46. It's trading at 318.43. Is it going to make new higher highs again? That would be absolutely beautiful, especially for our trade in AI, which you guys have watched from the very beginning. Down here, B. Stewie pointed out this $20.50 area is a great area of support, and sure enough, it was, and it held, and it's moving higher. B. Stewie, this has to be your greatest call out so far. So far, B. Stewie has only been really reading and watching this since our inception a couple of months ago, but he has already grown so much as a trader. And to be very honest, I am just so proud to have like-minded people like him in this, alerting me to help me make money. Because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been so honed in on AI. So now AI, we are expecting a pullback because we had that clear out on that high. So do we take a few shares out just to lock in those profits? We could. We definitely could, but I'd rather just go to break even on this trade, to be very, very honest. I'm not going to go ahead and do that. VXTX, Heiser says, is holding as long as I can. Today's candle look exactly like 9/17/2018. So I love that. Let's go back here to 2018, guys. All the way back here to 2018. Let's go ahead and put this on the weekly to get a better idea. So let's go to 2018. bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, you ain't kidding, brother. It does look a lot like this. Wow. So if we just take this and take a little peeky gander at it, okay, so 2018, he's saying the specific date is 9/17, so I'm guessing it's this. Yes, beautiful 9/17, and then a huge sell-off. So let's go back over here, take a look. Yes, it does look exactly like that, brother. Exactly like that. No, I am looking at the weekly candle, obviously. But you're absolutely right. It is. I didn't even see all this volatility right here to help push it down. So wow, yeah, absolutely. I really like that hyzer. I really like this trade, and I'm really happy I'm a part of it. So I'm going to do my best to hold on to it with you. This isn't a crazy stock. This has about 100 million shares, even though it can move very, very fast. I do want to hold on to this with you, hyzer, because, man, I tell you, there's been so many stocks that you've alerted me to that I just didn't hold because I didn't have the BALLZs to do it. But now I'm going to do my absolute best. So make sure you guys tune in with me, and I'll definitely do a short video on this and much, much more. So hit that like, hit that subscribe, and make sure you're here for pre-market prep on Fridays, baby. Fridays, 8 until noon. Let's go. You know you want to be a part of it. All right, so let's take a look at the rest of the trades. These are our trades. AI and VKTX are the only trades that we're in. So let's go ahead and look at the overall market. I do want to see where Tesla's trading at because we made a nice little $20 off Tesla. Is it going to get that pullback? Is it going to come back on down for us? We will see on good old Uncle Tesla. Let's see how Apple right back there at those highs. That makes me want to look at Q, still trading at those highs. Netflix still trading sideways, which is very interesting with the overall market pushing and all that volatility below it. It's still trying to digest all of its information, just trading sideways, which is really bullish sign for the bulls, because if it can't sell off and it just wants to trade sideways, that means people are averaging in to try and get this thing to move higher, right? Those are my thoughts, not yours, though, so keep that in mind. Microsoft back up there at those highs. Microsoft did a lot of trading sideways, which is understandable after such a huge push that it needs to trade sideways. It needs to digest some of this information. But now that it's back up here at those highs, 284.62, I'm almost thinking, man, maybe I should have held on to those 50 shares. We could have made even more money on it. But hey, it's okay. That's part of trading. I just want to lock in profits and make sure I keep on keeping on making money, baby. So that's what we did here. We made more money off Microsoft, off that swing. That swing was a beautiful swing, grand total. Now that I've locked in all my profits, we're talking about $1,800, guys, now that I've locked everything in. $1,800 on this swing trade for Microsoft. And that might be measly compared to what we might have actually got if we still held on to all 200 shares. But that's not something I want to think about. I just want to think about, where is the next trade coming from? Where is the next play at? And where do I want to make my money? And if I want to make some money, well, we want to make sure we're looking at everything in the market. And one of my biggest things is looking at stocks like Fastly that moves 6.1% in a day, or DUOL 4.7, AEHR 7.1 in a day, ACCD 6.4 in a day. We have SMCI, which moves 5.5 in a day, or ALGM, not very fast. HUBS moves 3.5, not very fast. FOUR 4.7, WDAY 2.7, so nothing that fast. So what I want to do is kind of go through this 6 months watch list that we can just tear through to see where everything's at, like KC, but we want to see things squatting down on that 10-day moving average, right? We want to see them squatting down to give us a good area to buy in. And if we're not seeing it, then we're not seeing it, you know? IOT does look like it is having a nice little pullback. We can look at IONQ really quick. IONQ, as you guys know, I had a huge push up this morning. We were watching that a little bit, and I brought out this resistance at $8. It didn't really make it to that $8 area, so maybe it bounces off this VWAP and continues to head higher so we can find a short in that area. That would be really, really nice. So VKTX getting a nice little pop here, 1645. Stocks can't go straight up or straight down, guys, so we need to anticipate these things to pop back up, clear out maybe a soft area of liquidity, and then head lower before continuing to head lower, right? So keep that in mind. Let's see, AI. Wow, every time AI wants to pull back, it keeps getting soaked up and starts heading higher, guys. So this is a crazy sign for AI. Watch your bottoms. If you guys are shorting, watch those shorts. They might be getting stopped out here soon. But if you're using this high a day, that might be a good area as a stop, just because it's looking weak up here. But not a ton of selling off volume coming in. We're still seeing plenty of buying volume coming in for this overall market, so that might be good for your overall longs. just running through a few of these, like AMD, seeing where those things pop off. TME, let's see, VKTX, that's one that we're in, trying to short right now. Billy, that used to be a pretty awesome stock. People were keeping an eye on it. We have it marked for a cup and handle if it does want to get around to doing that. Let me see this, PYXS. What a huge sell-off on that one. Wow, what a huge drop-off on that. That was quick, easy money if you guys took that short. That's all I got in my 6-month scanner, so nothing really too big going on. Tonight I'm definitely going to be getting together a really cool watch list to see what is actually coming about. TORO looks like it's holding that $3 area, which is a nice area for it to actually hold. If it wants to hold and move up to $5, that $5 area might be a nice area for a short, so keep that in mind. PALI still, it found that high of day. We talked about this might be a great area to short, and it looks like it was, but not for a long time because this thing still looks strong. It looks like it's catching. It looks like it wants to catch anyway. We're looking at the 5-minute, and it looks like there's some volume starting to come in. Not much. We need to see more volume than that come in for this thing to really want to ramp up to the north side. VKTX looks like it's finally starting to find some buyers down here. Not a lot of volume coming in for it. So we're just kind of holding on to see what actually is going to come up of VKTX. This would be really, really nice if it wanted to keep heading down just like we looked back here on the weekly for the 2008. If it wants to just keep on riding all the way back down to this area, that would just be absolutely beautiful for the overall trade. So we're going to keep an eye on it. BCLI is another mover up here at its highs, trading at $3.17. So VKTX on the top right-hand side and AI right here on this side, looking very good. Guys, I got 15 minutes left with you. So there's a few things that I need you to do. Go ahead and look at my screen here. I'm bringing you the best of the best, the live commentary, the live trading, and obviously live stock analysis. So if you guys want, go ahead and write something in here. You can say whatever you want. I say hi, you say a ticker name, and I will look that baby up. Or if you want me to go over the breadth of the market, if you want me to talk about something aside from that, whether it's baseball, football, not basketball, NASCAR, racing, just bring it up. If it's a happy pizza day, then we need to talk about some pizza today. So let me know in the chat because you guys know I love to talk with the community. And if you scroll down here, we're looking for the like button, this old good old like button. We already got 21 likes on here. We already beat our goal of 20. Can we get to 25 within the next 10 minutes? I don't know. That might be a-okay though. And if you guys value any part of this trading day, just hit that subscribe button, guys. I want you to be here as much as I want you to be here for me. I want to be here for you, so hit that subscribe so you know when I'm here, so that way I can help you guys out the best I can. Thank you. Thank you very much for everybody being here. You know I love you. So let's keep on keeping on, guys. Let's run through the market as the SPY is trading at 406.83. Wow, what a beautiful day in the absolute market here, 406.83. We can't ask for much more, guys. We're pushing up well off this 200-day moving average. Push without much pullback, without much look back. Look back at it. So things are looking really, really good for the overall market. The QQQ is trading at 318.39. Wow, you love to see it. If this thing can keep on pushing, this AI is going to keep on screaming with it. So we're going to keep on holding, baby. Let's take a look at Netflix. Netflix, wow, very surprising. It just cannot get up above. This almost looks like a distribution area where it can't push, and now it's sitting here. This thing might tank down to the lower side, but watch out. Netflix, the second it decides, I'm going to take a short in this thing, it'll rip, tater, chip right in your face. So grab those Frito-Lays and don't put them away because this might actually happen. Let's look at Microsoft, guys. Now, still wishing I held those 50 shares long. Now, I could play this breakout, definitely, most definitely, but I don't want to. I've already done the trade. It's Friday, and I don't want to stress myself out watching in the after hours or doing anything like that. So, a part of me actually just wants to get out of AI, but I can't. I will not get out of AI, especially because it's breaking new highs. But I'd like to lock in those profits just to feel like Mr. Big Boy Pants. But it's a-okay, guys. I'm going to take these swing trades. We're going to do the gosh darn thing because why? Why wouldn't we, right? That's what we do. We're here to entertain. We're here to make some money. So we're up $91 just on AI. We're up about $450 on the last 50 shares of our swing trade from 2 days ago. We're up about I would say $160 on our day trades now. I'll have to bring that math to you, but it's definitely well over $100 on our swing trades for the day. So we're well above budget. So it looks like my wife will be happy with me today. I won't get smacked in the face, and I don't have to do the dishes. So congratulate me. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Look at AMZN. You can't call this a pooper scooper of a stock anymore because that pooper scooper threw it out. It said, hold my garbage bag. I'm going to move on higher. As AI also breaking new highs, 31.94. Watch the front door. What in the float is going on, ladies and gentlemen? You know you love to see it. This overall market is a beast. Let's take a look at Meta, up 1.14% from days open. Now trading sideways up here at 210.21, looking really good. NVDA bouncing off that 273.50 area and now back up there at day's highs, 275.03, looking very, very good. Wow, looking beautiful in this overall market. Let's take a look at Tesla, Uncle Tesla. Now, guys, you know that I made a little money off of Uncle Tesla, a nice little $20 bill for Uncle Tesla, but Uncle Tesla said, hold up, that's all you want to make off me? We're going to head on higher. So we left some money on the table, but that's A-okay. At least we're not losing money, baby. We can learn from this. So look at that beautiful push in Tesla. Wow, you'll love to see it. Wow, what a beautiful day in the market. I'm so happy I was able to be here. I am blessed to be here, guys. I work 4 10s during the day, so I can be here on Fridays with you. Yes, I'm supplementing my income. Yes, I'm making money when I'm not making money, because that's what we do as men, right? We need to learn to make money when we're not making money so we can use our money to make money for us, and that's what we're doing today, baby. We put in a little money and we take out a little money because that's how we make it. So we're going to keep on making that money, baby. Let's go. Apple now just trading sideways, 163.16, still trading at those highs as AI still pushing 32.14. Loving to see that push up even higher. Google looks like it's trading sideways, 102.05. I'm happy with Google as long as it's over that $100 area, same as AMZN. Riot looks like it's just trading right above that VWAP area. Could be a nice buy in that area. Etsy, we're just bringing up some honorable mentions, I guess, in this. Yeah, like Chewy and PBF. You know, PBF had that bounce off the 200, but wowie, wowerson, what a beautiful day. Let's go ahead and bring up VKTX now on this right-hand side because we had a nice little push. You guys know I am shorting this stock. We're up only about $17 in this trade, but hey, better than a loss, right? So this might be the area because we had a nice little push right up into VWAP. This might be an area to actually take another sizable short, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to hold on at 50 because I don't usually hold overnight. Me and Heiser and myself, we will be holding this trade overnight, and I'm gonna call out to Heiser and say, Heiser, you need to hold my hand on this one, brother, because I don't like to hold overnight. It makes me very squeamish, and we will see on Monday if I am still holding this thing short. So I'm gonna do my absolute best to do it, but if I can't and I gotta scream out of it, that's A-okay too, guys. We're looking for the bigger expected move on this, and if I can get used to trading more like this, then these longer term holds might be the way to go. That's how Heiser makes his money, and I don't mind making money either. So I might just take a little tasty trade with my boy and see what's going on. Now the SPY is trading at 406.96. You love to see the market trading up here. Chalk them bullhorns, baby, because the bears are shaking in their boots right now. Now, you know I'm a bear with bullhorns. I like to swipe down with the rest of them. Right here on VKTX, you see me, the bear swiping down, but I have 401k, I got Roth IRA, I got money in the VOO. Which, speaking of which, let's bring up the VOO since we haven't talked too much about a long-term investing account. Now, we have, let's see, my P&L on this for the year is, we're up about $322 on the VOO. What is the VOO? Well, if I zoom out here on the daily, you can tell that this thing moves with the stock market. It moves along with the SPY. It is like an S&P 500, but it pays me a dividend, okay? So if you are in the VOO, I dollar cost average into this, guys. So I've been dollar cost averaging into this all the way down here. My average for the VOO is 356.69. So 356.69. Oh, because I added a lot more into it. So now it's saying my average is about right here. So it's just below the 200-day moving average because I've added in a lot of shares. We got 18 shares. So to me, that's a big thing. You do the math. 18 shares times $356. I think that's, $6,000 or $10,000, something like that. I'm just doing quick math. in this trade. So that is doing me really good. Just today, it's made me $55. Since the beginning of the year, I've only made $323 on it because those 8 shares that I've averaged into was on the SPY at 400. So right here is where I averaged in. So I used the SPY, I averaged an extra 8 shares right here at 400. I was defending this area from way back in the day. From way back here, I was defending this area. When it came down and touched it, it broke through, came back up, used it as resistance, broke down. I never sold out onto this. Why? Because I believe in the market holding. And if it's not going to hold, this is my long-term account. There's no point in ever selling my long-term account. So that's what I did, guys. I just held. Now let's take a look at AI. I got a feeling. I've got a feeling. Yes, sir. Yeah, just pump, 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 and still hanging out at $32 and more volume coming in. So one thing we need to see on this, guys, on this AI is how much volume has been in here. So volume to high a day, well, 24 million shares. In a 90 million share stock, we still have the ability to make this thing roll over. Meaning, what do I mean by roll over? Meaning the average float is 90 million shares, right? So if we get 90 million shares traded, that just means the average or the float has rotated, meaning we have already traded the amount of available shares to trade in one day. So if we can get to 90,000, right now we are at 24 million. If we can get at 90 million, I'm sorry, not 90,000, but 90 million shares traded, that means the float will rotate, meaning there should be new fresh buyers coming in, and this thing can even go higher. And if you guys remember back in 2020, we would get 10x float rotations on some of these things, guys. That's nutso. Now, we haven't seen anything crazy like that in a very long time, but on these lower float stocks, that can actually happen. So we're going to keep an eye on all of that. So, yeah, yes sirree. We got 2 more minutes, and then I'm going to give my boy Tony Bouchan a call back. So guys, I just want to say one last thing. Take a look at my screen. Make sure while you are here, because of everything you've seen today, come on guys, it was a great day in the market. You got to at least give me that. But while you're here, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you're here for pre-market prep. Guys, I absolutely love doing this. I absolutely love being here for you, and I want you to be here for me. So if I brought you any value or any entertainment at all, make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit that subscribe, and we will see you next Friday. But keep in mind, I'm going to have shorts and I'm going to have videos coming out too. So make sure you stay queued up for those. Love you guys. Peace. Be safe out there.